All right.
No.
Dritz, let me know, bro. Let me know. No.
Please.
Look, y'all trying to jump
Please
Ty?
don't do this.
Ty is
Yo,
going to win.
We gotta do this because.
Wait. I think we're live. I think we're live. Holy shit.
Yeah? Are we?
Oh, we are live.
Oh, yeah, we are live.
Okay.
We are live.
Yeah, we are live.
Welcome to ANITUBE CON 2020, where we are providing entertainment in basically supplementing all the cons that we can't go to because of coronavirus. And so we have links to donate for coronavirus awareness and for Black Lives Matter. So our goal for this stream is $2,000. So guys, please support. This shit is serious, and that's why we're doing this. And the good part about this is that I'm not doing this alone today. I have some esteemed guests with me. First, we have Sensei Le Glove. How are you, Sensei?
Yo, man. What up, man? What's cracking, man? It's your boy, Sensei Le Glove, the bald head black anime nerd, man. Here to talk about some One Piece, man. What up? Here with my niggas, man.
Good to have you, Sensei. Thanks for coming. Now we have...
I couldn't do it. I tried.
Fuck out of here. What's up, y'all? What's going on, niggas? We in here. What's up? How y'all doing, man?
That was fire, though.
It was good?
That was
it was
great
good?
intro.
Y'all like that?
That was amazing.
Thank you.
That was
I
on
appreciate
fire,
that. I did it for as long as I could. But O'Hara, how you doing, man? I appreciate you pulling up as well, bro.
Yo, I appreciate the invite. Yeah, doing good. I'm sitting here in my sweatpants, almost ready to go to bed, but like obviously I got to pull up for this. So
I appreciate it. JD, wait, who is this today? JD Discussions or JD Legend? JD Anime? Who am I talking to today?
This is JD Scholar, formerly known as.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
We had a flashback. But what's up, everybody? It's JD Legend, Don Godfather, Feature Hall of Famer. You know the spiel. Happy to be here. Thanks, Brago. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. And then I think the person everyone wants to hear from today, we have Dritz. Dritz, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing all right.
Can you feel that excitement? I feel that excitement. And here we have Al Fiji, better known as Big Fiji. How are you, Big Fiji? How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. There ain't much to say. There ain't much to say. Thanks for having me.
And we have Vash Nasty. What's going on?
I did not know that was going to be saying my name in public here, bro. Okay.
That's nasty.
Come on, bro. You gotta own it. Come on, man.
Damn, so that went from Discord to public.
Yeah.
So I guess my name here, Dash Nancy. What's up, guys? And plus, thank you for having me.
No problem, bro. So we're gonna start off talking about like One Piece pre-timeskip versus post-timeskip. You know, as discussions go, we're gonna probably veer off at some point. But I think we can kick it off. We're just starting with our favorite moments from pre-timeskip and post-timeskip. Then we can kind of compare the two. So I don't know who wants to start. I guess we can start with O'Hara. Pre-timeskip, we can just jump in, whatever. Pre-timeskip, favorite moments.
Sounds good.
You guys
Pre-timeskip favorite moments. Okay, well, I would say number one, definitely. Like, I'm a big fan of the Anis Lobby Water 7 arc. It's definitely by far my favorite arc in general. And I would say the Robin moment, the fight about the Mary, Usopp and Luffy. Yeah. Those are just, I would say, like, those are way up there. In general, I feel there are so many more lighthearted, scenes and moments also in the pre-timeskip that I enjoy that, have kind of gone missing. Yeah, I feel after the time skip. I'm sure we'll get like into that later a bit more. Yeah. But so like those are the two big emotional ones. And then there's a bunch of really nice ones. Obviously, I really enjoyed like the climax of the Alabasta arc. I really enjoyed obviously Marineford. I feel like that's almost separate.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much my big 2 points.
Good afternoon. Oh, Prototype Burger, how are you today, sir?
Exquisite. Things are going well.
I appreciate you joining us. We were just getting into our pre-timeskip versus post-timeskip discussion. And the question I asked O'Hara was like, what are his favorite moments pre-timeskip? What about you, man?
Some of my favorite moments pre-timeskip. There's a plethora. Obviously I love
Stop. Don't do that.
Hey, man,
Don't use plethora again. Don't do that. Don't use plethora again. Don't do
I never
that.
heard you say
Nah,
that.
nah,
He's
ever.
never said that.
Serious?
He's never said that.
Open. You got a thesaurus.
He's never said that.
I actually said it a lot.
He says it a lot, bro.
When was the last time you said
I,
that?
I say it a
He
lot.
said it in 2016. That was it. After that, I
I'm
haven't
gonna
heard
go
it.
to
on
my
that.
smoker video.
Are you
He
serious?
commented plethora, dog.
Plethora.
I'm
Get
being
out of here.
disrespected hardcore.
Get out of here, dog.
Bro, acting brand new
Yeah.
when he's on stream. That's crazy.
Plethora.
I'm sorry that you have a problem with my vernacular. Anyway, moving on.
Vernacular.
I,
Okay. Yo, who is this man?
I don't know who he is.
and T-Ways. I like a lot of things. One of the things I liked a lot was Luffy and Zoro showing in Jaya with Bellamy.
Beautiful.
It's one of my favorite moments. And then Blackbeard's speech shortly after.
That was great.
Yeah.
It was one of the moments that back when I was a huge Zoro stan. I loved it when he was talking to Anel like, "Oh, I don't pray to gods." I'm like,
I mean, yeah.
that was tight. Sanji asking for, "Oh, thanks, I needed a light" after he got shocked.
Clean.
Clean.
Very
Definitely
clean.
fire.
Super dope. I mean, yeah, there's a ton of moments. I mean, Pre-Timeskip just had like iconic moment on iconic moment on iconic moment. Just is what it is.
I agree.
All right. Jay, what about you?
So for me, Blackbeard's speech on Jaya is one of my favorite moments in general. I think the voice actor kind of really stuck out to me with Blackbeard. I think the interaction with Luffy and Zoro and Bellamy beforehand, it kind of just, you wondered like why are they letting this happen? But you know there was such a deeper meaning to it. And then Blackbeard kind of just opened up the world when he gave that speech. And I think the way Pre-Timeskip delivered that moment, it was just like, it's just like we we're gonna get ready for a really, really big adventure. So I was very excited about that moment. Nami's moment to Luffy when she said, "Luffy, help me." And then the walk up to Arlong Park is one of the most excited moments I've ever had as a One Piece fan. And I think that's when I truly fell in love with One Piece. I think a really underrated moment as well. The Zeph flashback was really powerful.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
I really it's the sacrifice that Zeph made for Sanji. I think Sanji just did not understand how someone could really do that for him, especially considering the context that we had post-Timeskip, but we get into that. But that moment was great. And then, obviously I want to say this as well, the Zoro nothing happened moment.
Is that his best moment?
That is his best moment, and it is one of the most powerful moments I'd say in One Piece. I would agree. Those are my moments, yeah.
I know Big Feet got something. He disagrees with that a little bit.
You think that's not his best moment?
Good Lord, that's one of my favorite flashbacks.
Sensei, what about you, bro?
Yeah, man. Same, bro. Like any I need help or Luffy help me or I want to live as scene from Pre-Timeskip is like goated for me. Any walk up to anything scene is goated. Like hearing overtaking play while niggas is walking up to.
Wait, should we clarify that? Like anime versus manga moments?
I feel like there is
because some moments hit harder in the anime.
Sure. Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Some hit way harder than manga.
Those walk-ups definitely hit hard.
Yeah, the OST adds to
If I'm
it.
not mistaken, the walk to Arlong Park wasn't inherently in the manga.
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't in the manga.
It wasn't. And that's
I mean,
one
like
of my favorite
the Robin
moments.
moment definitely hit hard in the anime. Just
That was
when it's
great.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. The I Want to Live moment was great. The Nami, telling Luffy to help her.
Exactly.
That.
Like any.
Yeah, and then you had like Johnny and Yosaku with their voiceovers.
Yeah, exactly. Like any of those moments.
It's a lot, bro. Like
the Sanji shits, the Zoro shits, shit. Usopp versus Luffy is like that conversation.
That had a plethora of them.
Yes,
I'm mad I forgot that. Oh my god, Brago.
That conversation that they were having inside the mirror was just like in fucking like on so many fucking levels.
It was, bro. I love that conversation so much because it was. I feel like that was like one of the first real conversations they've ever had.
Exactly.
Where everybody was being honest.
Yeah, bro. It was the first time I didn't feel like I was watching like a kid on an adventure.
Right.
Like, these niggas is having a real conversation right now.
Right. Whereas like it wasn't about feelings at that point. It was like, yo, we got to keep it real because the ship is done. It's just done. So I really definitely enjoyed that moment. Thiege, you got what are your moments that you got?
Favorite moments Pre-Timeskip. So obviously everyone knows the big ones, so I'm not gonna have to get into those. Like chapter 398, that's my favorite chapter. I Want to Live.
What chapter is that?
I want to live, declaring
Yeah,
world
that's I Wanna Live.
war on the
Top
world
2 on
government. All that
Siege.
stuff.
My fault. This nigga know the chapter. My fault, dog. Talk this
Man,
shit. My bad. My bad. That was a flex. It was a flex. It was a flex. It was a
What's
flex.
chapter 254?
I like that.
It was a flex.
Chapter 254.
All right, Fiji 101. Go ahead. Do your thing, bro.
Yeah.
I like that.
But me, I'd rather just stick onto things that are kind of underrated if I were to talk about moments I love. So Jaya is a top 5 arc in One Piece to me.
Jaya's great,
the scene that
especially
Virgo
going
just
back.
men-
Yeah.
Yeah, the scene that Virgo just mentioned is one of the main reasons for that. The way that they were all so skeptic, even though they're in the Grand Line and anything is possible in this sea, but they just don't believe in the island in the sky. I just love that whole concept. I just love that entire scene and how it just goes. It's a callback to Shanks and stuff, and it's just a dope moment. And just Jaya and as a whole, what it done lore-wise, introduced us to the Nolan stuff, and I love the fact that Jaya started with a ship falling out of the sky, and Skypiea ended with a ship falling out of the sky. That saga came out full circle to me. I love that saga so much. Like even the best moment in Skypiea to me has to be that the Golden City was in the sky all along. That spread, Luffy's silhouette in the sky.
Yeah. That's a beautiful panel.
I love that shit,
That's
bro.
dope, man.
That's an awesome panel. Vash, what
I
about you,
love
bro?
that shit, bro.
For me, two things that I love is about one about Whitebeard, in the war, telling that the One Piece does exist because it still shows us as the audience that we've been going through this whole journey with the crew, the straw hats and everything, but we still have the idea of what's going on about the One Piece, that it still involves about the story, that it still exists. And the second is about Robin saying that I want to live, because it makes sure like knows that they're technically about to kill her. She's about to die. So it shows that this person still wants to live to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no facts.
Now, I'm thinking about the Whitebeard moment. It's that's chills.
That was
you know?
powerful.
Yeah.
I think what was also a really powerful moment was, the Davy Bat fight. That was definitely one of my highlights.
That was actually the funniest arc in One Piece.
I think that is the funniest arc in One Piece.
I don't know, bro. Thriller Bark just hit differently. Thriller Bark is hilarious, dog.
Thriller Bark is funny.
That's my least enjoyment of One Piece. I never have liked the fights of those. I don't know. That arc was just boring to me.
A lot of people feel like it was a filler arc. I'm assuming you're talking about
Davy Back arc.
But yeah.
I was trolling.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Thriller Bark.
By the way, Brago, is a donation? Is that updating?
I don't know, bro. I really don't know. I don't know. It might be. It might be.
If you're donating,
if you're donating, just what I'm saying, just let us know in the chat.
Donate again.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
it'll upload in 2 hours.
Yeah. We'll update once the stream over. We let y'all know what we do with it. But no, I think Thriller Bark is hilarious. Skypiea got some funny moments as well. But I think wait, let me let Dritz go. Dritz.
Yeah, my bad.
Pre-Timeskip.
Well, I just started reading the series, but I really like. I like the part where Luffy got out of that barrel.
You're so garbage.
This fucking guy,
That's
bro.
pretty iconic for me.
There's just a snake.
That was pretty iconic.
No, it's a lot of themes there.
Watching him punch a fat chick.
Hey, she's hot now. That's different.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Wait, I thought Fiji brought up something interesting we can talk about as far as underrated moments pre-Timeskip. Not the popular moments that everyone knows about. Moments that you feel like were impactful, but it doesn't get the publicity or the attention that we feel like it should. What moments stick out to you guys?
So I actually would mention the moment where Luffy was going through the operation that Ivankov gave him in, I think it was level 5.5 and it fell down, and Bon Clay cheering him on the entire time. This is an anime specific moment. That was really powerful to me. Just Luke, and the fact that he lost his voice and virtually you saw the blood coming out of his mouth from how much he was cheering Luffy on. I think that was a really, really powerful moment.
The
Don't give up, straw boy.
An underrated, mad, powerful scene to me is the Chocho flashback, the dog in Orangetown.
Oh, Choo Choo?
Oh, Choo Choo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when Luffy sits down next to him and he's like, you fought bravely. Man.
And then they fucking light up the store he's been protecting forever. Oh man, that
beautiful moment.
That's
And then
heartbreaking.
after he bodies Richie, just gives him the leftover dog food.
Oh yeah, dude. Can we talk about like how Buggy? Like, I mean, he kind of became a joke very fast in the community and the story in general. But can we talk about how he just executed like one of his men in the first ever chapter he appeared in?
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Buggy's a G, man.
Yeah,
Buggy's
he is a
really a
fucking
G.
gangster, bro. I
He
love
had
him.
Luffy dead to rights, man. Luffy was
I'm not
done.
gonna-
Bro, Buggy is really like, if it ain't benefiting me, I'm not really fucking with it.
Honestly, bro.
It's not for me, brother.
Gee, that nigga was at the top, fell down, and then like is slowly working his way back up. Like, gee, I respect that nigga. G.
Hey, Buggy's now a warlord. Well, was
Yeah.
I mean,
well, he got
he was,
there.
he was on the Pirate King's crew. Then he became like a nobody, basically.
And
Then like worked his way back up.
Is
Like off
Garp,
hella bullshit, but you know.
You were saying, Vash?
is Garp going to punch Luffy and tell by his father, him being the grandfather, him being the merc? Is that some kind of underrated moment? Because a lot of people don't talk about that.
Oh,
as well.
post is that post Ennis?
No, that's pre. That's after the arc of in his lobby.
Right.
Yeah, posting these lobby.
Yeah.
Well, when Guard told
So
Luffy
when they was
Yeah.
both falling asleep,
Yeah.
that shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
Is that kind of
that's when Kobe pulled up again. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because like that's a moment that a lot of people don't talk about because like that's a big reveal that like that we find out.
Monkey D. Dragon.
Yeah, like
Then he
that's a
talked
big
about
moment.
he talked about the Yonko as well there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, he did. He talked about the Yonko too.
That's when they brought up the New World.
He didn't know Shakes was a Yonko.
I think that's when Kobe was talking about the New World.
Yeah,
In that chapter as well. No, that is definitely an underrated moment. It's in the bar scene in Logtown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's filler.
Oh, when that wasn't in the manga, but
That is filler.
it's still a good filler or not? It was.
That's good filler though.
Wait, what are we referring to as the bar scene? Like,
The only bar scene in the entirety.
There's only one bar scene.
no, I'm saying, but like, what part of it was filler? Because I feel like
All of it.
wasn't- Really? wait. Niggas ain't
Yeah,
getting
all
ass
of
beat
it.
in that bar?
No, you're talking about
No,
Giant.
you think
That's
you're thinking
Giant.
about
That's Giant. That's
Okay,
Giant.
okay,
That's Giant.
okay,
That's
okay.
Giant.
Started
That's what I'm thinking of. I'm like, what
So
the fuck y'all talking about?
Sensei. So they're referring to the bar scene on Logtown where where Smoker was like commandeering shit,
Oh, okay.
and he went in there and found
Logtown.
the bar that was named after Roger.
Okay.
Yeah, and the old man starts talking to him about Roger, and then Luffy goes in there later.
Okay.
I
And
still
get some
think,
milk.
He drank milk instead of booze.
It's Mr. Prince says V.
I also think the Zoro Rashomon
Cha-cha
moment,
on Liji?
Well, him cutting the ship, which
him cutting the train, and
Yeah.
before they got to Ennis Lobby, I think that's a really underrated moment. I think that's one of Zoro's best attacks, but I don't think we've seen Rashomon used ever again.
What about Sanji on the train?
with the knives?
That shit was lit.
When he
Very
hung
good.
up the
fact
phone,
that, the fact that,
Oh,
he, got
Sanji
on,
was on
the
a
fact that he
mission.
was on the yes, bro. The fact that he was on the train already knowing I need to be
Solo.
was
he
like
hung up
lit.
the phone, bro. That scene
Yeah.
is like one of the best Sanji moments.
Yeah, bro.
Dog, yeah, him on the Dendemushi
Well-
when Luffy was like, "Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm finna go nuts."
We have a
So-
similar moment in Post as well, which was fucking good.
Yeah, but I mean, it was
Oh,
also
with Big Mom?
Yeah, but it was
Big
also
Mom
picked
shit.
up when Sanji was talking to Crocodile and like going with the prince. Actually, now
Oh,
that I
that
think
was-
about it,
that was-
Sanji been
That was-
clutch, bro. Like,
You know, speaking of that
Sanji's the most
post-time
clutch
shit,
straw hat. He was clutching.
that
in
moment with
Sanji.
Sanji was a parallel, in my opinion, with when he was talking to Frankie and Dressrosa. When Luffy was,
Yeah, it's the same. It's
he's like,
that's-
"Go,
I
go
think that's
nuts.
the one that
Do what you
Brago
gotta
talked
do.
about.
Go nuts."
Yeah.
yeah, the same
I
thing.
feel
kinda
like
happened,
a really underappreciated, like when people talk about Marineford, they never talk about this moment, and it's Whitebeard when he hugged Squad. To me, I don't
That's
know.
a
There's
cool-
something
I mean,
beautiful
that's
about
a-
that moment.
I think
That's
everything Whitebeard
I
did
have-
was a great moment.
Yeah.
Mm.
The reason why that one hit me.
Listen,
That's
bro,
facts. That's facts,
I have
Sensei.
reserves about that moment because I think Squad was absolutely retarded.
I
I
don't
get
think-
that. I get that.
I
But
don't
you know
think
why
he
I
was
love it?
retarded.
Nah, do you know why I love it
But
though?
I apologize for to be politically correct. Remedial.
I don't think that, bro. I don't even think that. I think it was
Dude,
like no. I think,
how was your mindset of Whitebeard skewed that quickly?
What do you mean? They were
Come on, bro.
he already
destroyed
had
by Roger.
insecurities.
He had yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was ready. He was ready.
Yeah,
It was
clearly,
perfectly justified.
but
Roger had annihilated his crew.
but
before
you're
that.
currently talking to the enemy. He fooled you that hard that you didn't ask any questions.
Bro, he took
to anyone?
advantage of his insecurities, and he like knowing that's A's son, and I'm sure like
No.
Squad thinking back.
He took advantage of his lack of mental capacity.
But technically, high key, I would side with Virgo. I'm not gonna lie.
I think a lot of people like say, "Yo, Squad is trash or dumb for doing that," but it's like when you think about how Whitebeard went about everything, it's kind of like I would understand for Squad. It's kind of like a betrayal. It's like, yo, this is like the son.
I'm fighting
like
I'm fighting and you couldn't even tell me the truth yet. Like, sure.
Yeah. I don't agree that he should have done it. But I don't think like it's like, yo, he's retarded for doing it. I don't think it's just absolutely. So
Brago, you think he should have walked up and had a conversation? Hey, Whitebeard. So,
obviously, I don't think you can have a conversation in the middle of the war.
Bro, you gotta have a dialogue with someone.
Yeah, I think it's just like the emotions and everything flowing at that time. It just.
Oh my God, are you really Akainu? He's doing this? Oh, I can believe everything you say. Let's stab this nigga.
Yo, I think sometimes we look at moments and it's like. We gotta understand the situation and everything that's going on, and that's why like people like trash Ace for like hit the things he does. I'm like, yo, y'all just like looking at it from like one.
I mean, I've been there.
You didn't have to do it. I came back. All right, I'm different. I'm
you know, but I think Squad was wrong, but I don't think it was just like, yo, this nigga's retarded. It's a lot going on there. Like when Sensei said everything Whitebeard did was goated. There are a few things I don't agree with Whitebeard. A few things.
Care to elaborate?
Speak on it, King.
When I think he should have been more aware of Ace and his feelings. Where
Whitebeard?
Whitebeard, right?
Where
where Ace saying he wanted to go after Blackbeard, right? Mm-hmm. And that person,
but like,
I was talking about in the war specifically.
Do you feel though that
in the war, everything he did was gold. Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree with that. I
had the feeling that Shanks was actually the only person that actually took Blackbeard seriously before Marineford. Like he was the only guy who was like trying to convince Ace, don't go chasing him. And like when Ace was like, nah, I got to, he went to Whitebeard directly and was like, dude, you gotta call that off.
But I think Whitebeard was taking him seriously as well because he didn't send anybody after him. He said, yo, let this go. So I think Whitebeard had a bad feeling about it himself.
You think so?
Yeah, I think
that makes sense.
I think it was serious enough for him to say, you know what, I don't think we should touch this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what he saw beforehand from Blackbeard, but it was enough for him to say, yo, let's just leave this alone, even though that's the rule we had on the ship.
But apparently he wasn't willing to, call Ace off.
I think for Whitebeard personally, I think if Ace, Ace is going to go off on his own, send someone with him. Send someone to follow him. Send someone. It's like
exactly.
But I think it's like I'm not sure if it's like if it's faith he had in Ace, where he felt like Ace could do it, but he went off on his own. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
I don't know, man. I personally feel like he just clearly I feel like everyone just underestimated Blackbeard, including Ace, including Whitebeard. The fact
I don't know.
Ace
anybody else know what that devil fruit could do?
No, I'm sure. Maybe not on that shit, but how do you underestimate this man, right? Who was in the running for a commander on your ship, right? He's one of the guys where Ace was like, yo, you gonna take it? You've been here for a while. And he killed one of your commanders.
But then wasn't Ace was his commander, right?
Yes.
So Ace would have if Ace underestimated him and thought it would be okay for him to just set off on his own and take him down one by one. So why would Whitebeard know, right? Sorry.
O'Hara, my thing is that inherently I feel like you should have a bit more respect for him, because the thing was Blackbeard was actually offered that position and he turned it down.
Yeah, that's true. But then, I'm still wondering. I'm not saying that people thought that Blackbeard was a nobody, right? I think that's clear.
I'm just thinking the world was.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that all of them just underestimated the kind of threat and the kind of power he was actually, looking for.
Yeah, I think that goes back to Blackbeard kind of brought it up during their fight. He's like, oh wow, so you're a Logia, you got extremely comfortable, hadn't been hit in a while. So you thought it was all gravy, baby, but once I took the devil fruit away, he's like, "Oh shit!"
But then they commented that wasn't all Ace had. Ace was still fighting valiantly without his devil fruit.
No, he was very, very skilled. But I'm saying, even then, though, it was definitely a shocker for him.
It was, but he bounced back.
I think it was the devil fruit overall. If he didn't have the devil fruit, I don't think.
I don't know that.
No, I don't think.
So what's the argument with that? May I ask?
Blackbeard was a threat enough or skillful enough to scar
Pre-Devil Fruit.
Shanks.
Yeah,
Pre-Devil
I'm
Fruit.
saying I'm in agreement with you. I just wanted to know if you were saying.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
where I think Ace probably could beat him, but I don't know how strong Blackbeard is. I really don't know.
That's the thing. His
At that
strength
time,
has
yeah.
always been.
At that time,
And
I'm
I-
not sure.
You have to think.
Pre-through, I don't know. I
I don't know.
It wouldn't be insane if Oda said he was stronger than him at the time. It wouldn't at all.
No.
You would have to think of the gravity of what it would take for someone like Shanks with his prestige to personally go to Whitebeard's ship, another Yonko, and warn him about Blackbeard.
Yeah.
To
Wow,
understand.
I did not think the chat would get this controversial over this topic.
Because the thing with that is like, I know everyone thinks Shanks got that scar before Roger's execution because his eye was hidden on like 3 occasions after that. But even if he got scarred as a child by Blackbeard, the fact that he is this wary of him is enough to say Blackbeard is the monster.
Exactly.
I think if
go ahead.
Blackbeard is the person Shanks is going to the Gorosei about, it's like, bro, like come on.
But see,
Yeah,
and then,
because
but
then
here's the
like,
thing.
yo,
Here's the thing.
yo,
Here's
old
the
guy,
thing. So
he's a
here's the thing.
problem.
I don't disagree with y'all. I'm not disagreeing with y'all at all. But I can't really say that I would put as much weight on Shanks approaching Whitebeard simply because Shanks pulled up to Blackbeard and told him like, I want all smoke with you. I know what you got. I know what you can do, and I'm still trying to box.
But Sensei, to be fair, he said if you want to
I
fight,
mean,
we
he
can
did the
fight.
same thing with Whitebeard.
But he didn't. But the thing is, Shanks didn't attack Blackbeard. You see what I'm saying?
He
Like,
didn't, but
so it's
he
like
was
he's saying,
welcoming-
"Yo, if you want to smoke right here," Blackbeard's like, "Nah, I'm good." Like, if you want to smoke that bad, go at him. Go at him. He's right there.
Yeah, get your revenge. I agree.
Where I think with Blackbeard, I think most people agree. Like, there was nothing to gain fighting Shanks there at all.
No. Yeah, I'm sure he was already tired. He already got.
He got what he went there.
I don't understand Blackbeard at all, bro. He confuses me.
What do you mean?
Because he was willing to attack everybody there.
Right,
And-
literally
and then-
everybody.
Because me, the way I see it, like everybody there should be more of a foe for him personally, because it's like multiple top tiers.
So
And
no,
then
Fiji,
Shanks.
hold on. So hold on. Let me give you an analogy, right? So
Yeah, you gonna let this nigga finish?
No, I thought he was done.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
I thought he was done. I apologize.
Expeditiously.
Sorry. So what I'm saying is, say you're running 5-on-5 basketball, right? And you've been running the court the entire time. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm almost done here. And then this fresh squad pulls up. They've got like 6 black guys.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, we want next. I'm good. I'm gonna retire.
But I think as well, I think it wasn't about Blackbeard himself not being ready. I think Blackbeard is looking at his crew like, yeah, I don't think we're ready for them yet. You know, like
Yeah.
as a group,
But it's also, yeah, I get that.
And
But
so,
it's also like,
Yo,
welcome,
Hey.
man.
thank you.
Went to the finals. You know, so
Got to the
congrats.
finals, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Congrats.
bro.
hey,
You know, you put on to
Congrats, my G.
Got my ass kicked in the finals. So.
Hey man, you made it. Hey, we didn't say all that. You're gonna
One game. I took one game.
Hey man, you got there, bro. Appreciate it.
At
Appreciate
least
you
you
pulling
made
up.
it. So that's props to that.
But nah, Fiji, what were you saying, bro?
I kind of forgot. Hold up.
Sorry. That's on me.
Blackbeard?
Yeah, about Blackbeard.
It was
and,
not. It
fighting
was Blackbeard.
Blackbeard fighting
Oh yeah,
Shanks.
yeah. The reason why I feel like Blackbeard is weird in that sense is because he was willing to challenge the entire navy in Marineford, which includes Akainu, and then he ran away from Akainu a few chapters later. So that's why it was like there's something. That's why I kind of believe this split personality theory and multiple.
You know what I think Marineford was?
He's an opportunist.
It was a demonstration. He
Yeah,
just wanted
this
to
is my age. He's
Yeah,
screaming, this
that's
is my
it.
age.
It was like almost a demonstration, or you can call it like a declaration. Like, yo, this
Yeah.
is my age, and he just
Yeah.
used Whitebeard's power, flexed a little bit on Sengoku and Garp, and was like, yo, I'm out. He left.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing else I wanted to prove. I got what I came for. That's it. And even with Akainu, it was like, I don't want to smoke with him yet. You know, he just felt like he wasn't ready. I think now Blackbeard isn't running from anybody.
Yeah, he's not running from
I think anybody
Yeah,
pulls up
I'm
Blackbeard.
pretty sure Smoke is inherited easy. He wants it all.
I mean,
Yo, let me get on this. First off, I want to say to everyone in the comment section, man, this is a great stream. There is currently a charity thing going on right now. If you check out the link in the description, man, definitely donate. You know, help out That's what it's kind of why we're doing this, right? This whole
Perfect.
con
Yeah.
is for-
You're right.
for
Yeah.
cause. So
Yeah.
support
So
the cause,
for
absolutely.
coronavirus, the links to
Um,
coronavirus and
yeah.
Black Lives Matter is the description box down below.
Yeah,
Let's donate.
I'm donating right now. I think everyone else should too. But yeah, so what I was gonna say is, Blackbeard just when he showed up to Marineford, he just was kind of flexing, just kind of having a good time.
Yeah.
When it actually became dangerous, he kind of said, "Okay, it's enough." Like he wanted to try out his new powers. He got a
Yeah.
brand new shiny power. Like, ooh, what can I do with this?
Right.
And then once things got too crazy, he's okay. I did what I needed to do. I'm out. He was never in real danger. I mean, maybe with Sengoku a little bit and Whitebeard, but his crew had his back. So it's not really like he was, flip the switch. The dude's always calculating, always deciding what's the best for him.
Yeah.
And
It's also he was trapped.
He's an
He was
opportunist.
trapped in Marineford. He was kind of trapped. He had to kind of fight these guys to some degree. Like he had to fight Garb and Goku. He had to kind of get through them. And then when Shanks came saying he's gonna end this war, he thought, then I might as well leave.
It's not worth it.
This is my route
It's
to
not
leave.
worth it. Yeah. It's not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. So with Akainu and Shanks, he has an escape route. He's gonna take it. He's an opportunist.
I think at Marineford he proved that he was a threat. Like, because I'm sure Sengoku, when he pulled up, they're like, bro, we gotta take this dude out right here. And he was like, yo, he got what? Like, this dude is actually pretty damn powerful. Yeah, and then after Shanks came, I think it was like, all right, let's just end this. It's no point anymore.
So I have a question. So do you feel like when Blackbeard pulled up to Marineford and was basically causing havoc, do you think that's an insinuation of him not being concerned with the threats that were in Marineford? Or do you believe that he believed he was above all the threats that could be at Marineford at the time?
Overconfidence is something that Blackbeard has a lot. Like, there's something that he shows a lot. Where I think he went in there and he felt like if he had both Devil Fruits, nobody can fuck with him. Didn't he say that?
Whatever.
Didn't he say I'm the strongest in the world now?
Yeah, basically.
Yes. But then why was Shanks the tipping point for you?
I think
I don't think he was. I don't think he was.
No.
Like Shanks is also famed for his crew as well.
The crew,
You have to
right?
remember
I
that.
think that's what the crew of Shanks. I think that's something that nobody really wanted, especially Blackbeard at that point, because we know with his crew, I don't think he really felt like his crew was up to par yet, because he told like half his crew, like, yo, you're not ready for Ace. Like, chill out. Like, just sit over there. You're not ready for him yet. You know.
Right.
So like, if they're not ready for Ace, you think they're ready for like the grizzled vets of like Shanks? They're not ready for those guys. So I think that's
Shiri, Beckman, and
all Beckman, Monkey Guy. You know,
Monkey guy, bro.
Monkey
The guy who took off kids' arms.
That monkey had his
My dude,
The monkey is the one who snatched off kids' arms.
that's what people are saying. That's what people are saying.
Nah. I feel like that arm. I feel like I don't think we'll ever find out how he lost that. I don't think we will. I feel like he just lost it in a fight against the Redhead Pirates. Unless that's a plot point in the future where something happens where Kid tries to enact a plan and he goes after Shanks in the future, then that could happen maybe.
Yeah.
And we find out. Because like in this chapter, in the latest chapter, we found out how Killer got the smile. So if it comes up again, I could see something like that happening.
All right. So we talked about like moments pre-Timeskip. What are some moments? Well, Zora, I guess since you just hopped in, what are some of your favorite moments pre-Timeskip? You can give us some underrated moments, some moments that you just enjoy. What are some moments for you?
I mean, I wouldn't be a true Zoro fanboy if I didn't talk about nothing.
Of course.
Let's be real. I think that's. I mean, I might be a little bit biased, but I think that's the best single moment in One Piece for me.
For me, that's my number 2. That's not my number 2. That's not even my number 2.
Because it's not only a Zoro moment. It's
I
also
troll a lot,
Sanji
but
moment.
it's an amazing moment.
Right, it is also a Sanji moment. Like, let's be real about this.
Oh, here we go.
No,
Wait, hold on.
Let me say why.
Hear the man out.
Let me explain.
Hear the man out.
Let me explain. Because he was just as willing to die for Luffy's dream as Zoro was, and it showcased how dead set they were at abandoning their own goals and ambitions and doing it for the sake of Luffy because they believed in him. Sanji was just willing to go.
I agree with you. That's
he didn't want to.
That's not. No.
Where's the lie?
The thing is, though, that's not the spin that Zoro
That's not the
fans
spin. That's not the spin.
use that moment for.
He's only speaking for himself.
I'm
bro.
just no.
Yeah,
For
bro.
Zoro, no, I understand him. But as far as like the consensus Zoro fans, they count that as like an L for Sanji. It's like, bro, you can take it.
How can you
because he got taken out by the
The guy got taken out by the hilt. Bro, there was a meme floating around last week with like Sanji on All Might's body.
That was funny as fuck.
That
was funny.
That shit was hilarious.
It was funny. It was funny, but come on, y'all.
I thought that was a panel.
This is the Brago.
Let's ignore the trolls for a moment. All right. Let's just ignore that for a moment, okay?
Good.
Like, you know, because people were saying in the chat, which is absolutely true. Like, not only did he care about Luffy's dream, but he didn't want Zoro to sacrifice himself. He realized how important he was. So he's willing to sacrifice himself for Zoro on top of that. So it shows that they actually, you know, unlike some of the Twitter people, the Zoro and Sanji in the series actually do care about each other, regardless of all the slander.
Easily.
Yeah, bro.
For sure.
Like,
You saw,
Absolutely.
after Sanji woke up, did you see how shook he was when he saw Zoro? He was looking for him immediately.
Yeah.
That shit was character development for Sanji.
I mean,
bro,
I think like if you have to explain to anyone that like Zoro and Sanji actually don't hate each other, I feel like, you know,
They don't.
They absolutely
They
don't.
don't.
I feel like a lot of people
They
wanted
definitely
that
like
that Whole Cake Island smoke though. Like after Whole Cake
I
Island.
did want that smoke.
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted.
Why?
I didn't want that smoke. I just
Like,
wanted
why, though?
another.
No. So, all right, let me explain. Smoke. All right, when I say smoke, I don't mean like how we thinking. Like I didn't want it to.
He
be
wanted
like
a conversation.
big fucking thing. Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted a conversation to happen. Like it didn't even have to be at the level of like what just happened with Kid and Apu as far as like the aggression. But shit, like
Yeah, that'd be
talk
wild.
about it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, like
but Sensei,
But
I
the
feel
thing
like
is,
the
if they do-
conversation you wanted it in a negative connotation. There's no way you actually like wanted
Nah.
to talk about it.
If that conversation,
They wanted smoke.
but guys,
Brago,
if
can
that
I just say
conversation
this, though?
happens, is there any way there can be a positive out of this? Because
No.
I don't know how Zoro would understand what Sanji's doing because he didn't want He didn't want them to go after him.
I think the only
anyway.
reason there would be smoke in the first place if there was a misunderstanding to begin with. Like I think if the situation was explained to Zoro, I don't think he would be pissed about it.
I kind of
Do you think Zoro would agree?
Didn't want them to go in the first place.
Yeah. Do you think we'd agree with Sanji? Like, yo, why he's doing it? Do you think Zoro would say? Oh, I get it.
So you saying you're asking me if
he would
Zoro was there?
definitely
Like,
No. Once the conversation
no way he'll
conversation
do it.
happens, right, and Sanji tells him what he was up against and why he did it, would Zoro say, "You know what? I get it, bro. Let's just."
Okay, Island.
I think to a certain extent,
Absolutely
to a
not.
certain extent, yes, bro. Yes, bro.
No.
I don't see
Not
why.
fully.
I
Not
don't
fully.
see why I don't see why a conflict amongst them would have been bad though, because that could have been great for both of their characters, and it could have been a little character arc for them. I understand why you guys would have loved that, but I would have liked that personally because we don't have that ever in the Straw
Zoro
Hats.
would
I don't
understand
know,
because
man.
Zeph was
Character
involved,
arcs in
right?
One Piece?
Zeph was
Exactly. I was
personally-
literally about to say that, Zoro.
Zeph was involved.
Zeph was involved, bro.
I think the conversation would be a bit too real for where One Piece is right now.
I personally don't.
Yeah, it would
even-
be. Yeah,
You
But
guys really
the
take
Usopp
it.
conversation
It wouldn't be
was-
lighthearted.
Because
conversation
I've been saying this
real,
before. Like Sanji could mention like Zoro's overwhelming lust for power and how that could be detrimental, and then Zoro could mention Sanji's fucking lust for women and how that's been detrimental to the crew. And then it's like personal jabs back and forth. It could turn physical.
I think that
funny
I think-
physical.
I think
I
the
don't know,
only
man. I feel like people are overinterpreting what Zoro meant back then. Like, I think he just mentioned it's a good idea to like face to like anger to Yonko at the same time. But I feel like people give him more
But it's not only that. It's not only
insight
that.
or more depth for that thought than he actually had.
To be fair, it's not only that.
Well, that's not what's really giving it credence. What the main argument is the fact that Zoro back then with Usopp checked him real hard. It was like, yo, can anybody just do that to our captain? So people think that if he finds out what Sanji did, he's gonna check him real hard.
But that's a completely different scenario.
But Zoro,
bro.
the thing is, checking.
But it's not though.
But Zoro, no, it is very different, bro. Because Usopp left the crew for selfish reasons.
Oh no,
And
that's what you mean. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, he left the
Never
crew,
mind.
and the thing is, Zoro has complete and utter faith in his captain, and Luffy. He knows Zoro is much more emotionally intelligent than a lot of fans give him credit.
Fiji,
He
I
is
want to add
very
something real
emotionally
quickly before you move
intelligent,
on.
and he would understand.
About Usopp.
Well, the
about
issue
Usopp.
would arise because of his loyalty to Luffy. I think the issue would arise where he would tell Sanji, "Why didn't you trust Luffy?"
His loyalty to Luffy would tell him that Luffy wouldn't appreciate him doing this. In the Usopp situation, his loyalty to Luffy told him that.
I agree.
Like,
I agree. It's a little different. I get that. What I'm saying is Zoro would be mad at Sanji because he would say to him like, "Yo, like Luffy's got you. What are you worried about? Why are you doubting our captain?" That's what I think.
But realistically, in that situation, is Luffy beating a Yonko? I think for Sanji was looking at it like, "Yo, I don't think Luffy can beat a Yonko." He can't.
That's
Yeah.
That's
okay,
him,
okay,
right?
okay.
And
That's
and everybody.
Okay, but wait,
And as
Brago,
wild as that
I
is,
have to ask you.
in Punk
I have
Hazard,
to
they was
ask you,
all
Brago.
saying that. Like,
If he thinks
Luffy
that, then
could've
how
used
would he ever think he's going to be Pirate King?
No. It's a progression. It's a progression.
Yeah,
Listen.
Is it
You
so?
have to
Yes.
understand. You have to
It is.
understand.
Of course
Yo,
it
bro,
is.
you gotta understand though. In Fishman Island, he challenged Big Mom. It's not like this was just out of blue, right? He challenged Big
Yeah.
Mom.
But they said, they told me he was
and then in Punk
bugging.
Hazard, bro, in Punk Hazard, they was all like, bro, you're tweaking.
They're like,
bro.
what are you doing?
Yeah, they like, bro, we're not ready to fight no fucking Yonko. Like, you're tweaking right now, bro.
Bro, but
Bro, then what's all this bullshit from them pre-Timeskip? He's going to be the fucking king of the pirates.
No, they believe.
It's a dream.
Yeah,
Like,
they
just-
believe in
They need to
him.
go to G League first before that.
Yeah, they believe in him, but
do that.
you can't like realistically think like
They
he's
also
gonna-
believe he's going to take that L if he faces Yonko.
Yes.
Also, they believe that he's gonna be the guy.
I mean, we as fans also believe
See,
that.
now everything's crazy, right?
That nigga
Everything's-
took a L, bro. That nigga took a L to Kuma. And
That's what
that
I'm
nigga, and Zoro sat there and was like, bro, he's gonna be king of the pirates. Don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. So this is crazy now because this is what I've been saying for such a long time, and people have been coming at me saying that I'm crazy for saying this because Luffy didn't believe in his captain. Luffy was never going to beat Big Mom. I think all of them knew, but it doesn't mean you can't believe in your captain.
So wait. So Jay, let me ask you this: Are you saying that they have like kind of like an undying, just illogical faith in Luffy that really doesn't make sense?
Yeah,
That's what faith is.
Yeah, but my thing is, Brago, when they choose when and where they want to have it.
No, they have it all the time.
They have it all the time, bro.
I think we have moments. We have moments where Sanji.
Guy right now, right? It's about like believing that Luffy will be like he has the potential to be the guy
Right.
who will be.
I
the
mean, Jinbei
strongest,
said-
and he
okay, here's the
is,
thing.
You know, the strongest right from the start.
Okay, that's
The crazy
fair.
thing, right, with Jinbei and Whole Cake Island, yo, it's just a mere Yonko. And then we saw the events that transpired after that. So it's like they believe in Luffy, but there's still a realistic side to this where it's like, yo, he is not ready. He's not ready. Period.
Yeah.
You can believe in him all you want. Luffy is not taking out a Yonko right now. Especially back then in Whole Cake Island, pre-Katakuri. Like,
It was never
Says the
ever-
Luffy hater.
Yeah.
I love Luffy. He's my favorite character in One Piece.
And that's what I've always tried to tell people, and it's always been like it's such a disgrace for Sanji to think that Luffy couldn't possibly beat Big Mom, and that you should just believe your captain can beat Big Mom. It's like me just believing that Luol Deng can beat LeBron James on a one-on-one. Just because I like Luol Deng doesn't mean I think he's gonna beat LeBron James.
I think the issue with Whole Cake Island that people bring up is just the
That's a terrible
before
point, yeah.
before Whole Cake Island.
No, I was talking about what Jay said.
What
No,
the
no, I was saying-
Luol Deng and LeBron? I don't think Luol Deng's beat LeBron.
You gotta understand. though. You gotta
The
understand.
Sanji point is what I was talking about. Like, it's a terrible point that people try to bring that shit up, bro.
Oh.
Sanji didn't have faith in his captain. Like,
I think it's a lot deeper than that.
Because we're talking about post-Timeskip versus pre-Timeskip. The
Mhm.
whole point of Enies Lobby was, Robin, believe in your captain. Doesn't matter how the odds are against you. We're gonna get what needs to be done. Doesn't matter who the enemy is. That was kind of the entire point of what happened to rescue Robin.
It's kind of cap.
You know what I'm saying? Is it?
It's kind of cap.
Is it? No, Robin.
I think in the face of like
Robin thought the bus
Nani?
was unbeatable. She thought that CP9 were too powerful. They couldn't do anything about it. That's why she sacrificed herself for the sake of her crew.
Yeah.
But it's not true. And everyone else was like, no, we believe in Luffy. Even Usopp said it when he went in the train and met her for the first time.
it's like that's literally like it's a battle cry. It's a battle cry. Believe in Luffy. Right?
All I'm saying is like
Yeah.
that's been the mantra since the beginning, and Luffy hasn't lost. Is there any
No,
reason
no.
to doubt him now? I mean, as readers, we know that the Yonko are not to be messed with. We've seen like what Kaido did to Kid, but the Straw Hats didn't see what the Yonko were capable of. They
Luffy's
don't know.
okay.
Yeah,
They saw what he did to Luffy.
You have to understand,
after the fact.
they saw Luffy lose after that with Kuma, and they had to realize that Luffy can't just beat everything that he sees.
Like, then a
Kuma
time skip
and
happened.
Sentomaru.
And
Sentomaru
Luffy lost after the time
I
skip as
understand
well.
that. Then a time skip happened.
And he lost after the time skip where Zoro had to like,
you
yo,
can see in the moment, Zoro
what are
almost
we
got
doing?
his own conviction, bro. When he found out that Luffy had lost to Caesar, he's like, bro, this is a new world. Stop
what are you
fucking
doing? Yeah.
Hey, Zoro
I
was also
understand.
mad at himself. Shit, he was like, "Bro,
was.
these niggas put me to sleep. Hey, we got
And,
to
and that's why I brought that up because we have it was a pretense to him bringing it up again right now with Apu. He's like, bro, how are we taking this much damage right now when we have to fucking fight Kaido?
Yeah. But let's not. I don't want to get too close to like the chapter because like
Yeah, now,
Okay, I
Yeah,
won't.
Read the official.
yeah, read the official.
that wasn't in today's chapter.
No. I know, but I felt like it was about to go there.
I got you. You think it might spiral into that?
It definitely would have.
Speaking of the chapter,
I'm just drawing a parallel, my G.
Best
Nah,
post-time
fair.
skip moments. Or favorite post-time skip moments.
I guess while we're here,
Chapter-
before you do that,
chapter
Sensei,
690.
there are links below. Please
Yeah, let's do
donate.
that.
COVID-19, Black Lives Matter, support. This is why we're doing this, to spread awareness.
Bro, I'm homeless. I just donated 20. No reason y'all can't.
Nice.
Yeah, let's get it going. And Virgo
See,
is actually
Virgo's-
homeless.
Virgo's
are we talking
homeless, bro.
politics later?
Virgo is homeless.
Are we talking
Straight up.
politics
That
later?
$20 could have done a lot for him.
I have a home, but I still donated 20.
Let's
Should
go.
too.
Let's go. Let's drop 20s on it, y'all. Let's do it. But as Sensei
Ain't
was
nothing but a
saying,
thing.
best moments post time skip. Where we at?
I would
Chapter
say,
690, undisputed.
I'll say when he did
Go
Conquer hiking in Fishman Island.
Who?
Oh, Conqueror's Hockey in Fishman Island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for the first
Okay.
time we saw him like that.
That was
That
That was
That
actually
was
dope.
lit.
And I actually like that moment was really dope as well because of what Zoro said after. Like Zoro and Sanji.
If my captain,
yeah,
like,
it was like they were like, yo, they were proud of him. Like, yo, I knew he was
if my
like that.
captain can't
I
do that,
knew
bro,
he was
I can't
like
follow
that.
him. He was like, yo, he's with this shit.
Yo, I was like, yo, this nigga's spitting right now. He's spitting.
Bro, I'm
that,
and
was an insane scene.
It drew a parallel, not a parallel, but like it alluded to something like later on, like when he had did that and he acknowledged him, and then Pika tried to pull up, and he's just like, "You're not worthy.
You're
of my
not worthy.
captain, my
You're not
G."
worthy. But before
love
they had a
it.
moment like that in Fishman Island too. Remember that when Zoro and Sanji like were on either side and they blocked these two niggas going after Luffy.
Right.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh yeah, you're not ready for him. So we got this. I love that.
I love those moments.
That was
bro.
good. That was good.
I think for
Yo.
me, I have some favorite moments in Punk Hazard.
Oh yeah.
Speak on it, King.
Best
Talk
chapter
about
in
it.
One Piece. Best chapter post time skip is a podcast for me.
Really? Wait, elaborate on that.
Yeah, that's cap.
Chapter 690.
That's cutting the SAD.
Wait,
Yeah, bro.
I don't.
Yeah, bro.
Okay. You got it. That was hype, bro. That was fucking hype. That was amazing.
Bro, that's more
That was
than
amazing.
just like people.
What, break the
People
gears?
that is such a
I broke the
iconic
gears?
scene.
That was the
It
first.
is-
That was the first like domino.
Moment in-
It was
That
huge.
was
That moment was
massive, bro.
Yo, bro, we are still,
others were sad.
bro. Literally,
bro.
we're still dealing with the repercussions from that moment right now.
Right.
What Law said, Doug? He said 2 years you niggas ain't done shit. Yeah. He said 2 years you guys sat on your asses.
And
I'm
then
going to be
they
the
like
one
brought
to
up
make the
pictures of
change.
everybody that was
And
putting
they are
in work.
about to.
Yeah.
That scene is going to hit so hard when Wano ends and the newspapers go around and we find out that the Alliance took out 2 Yonko. That is
And I
gonna
just
hit
love
so
it.
hard, bro.
I love it that they keep panning to Doflamingo. He's like, I told
Well,
y'all.
Dorothy was talking shit on the phone. Dorothy was talking shit now. He's like, you ain't ready for
Going to
Virgo. You're not ready for Virgo, bro. You can't do it.
Right. And Virgo was a menace up until that point. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know.
Virgo was the shit.
He was a menace up until that point. Law just one shot him pretty much. So
I think another really underrated moment that I really enjoyed was Nami's forgiveness of Jinbei when Jinbei apologized.
That's very good.
Very underrated, bro.
That's very
Very.
good.
That was a good
Fishman
one.
Island in itself is underrated.
One
man.
Piece is great when they can have real conversations. Real
don't think they get so much hate.
conversations. Where people are uncomfortable. That's when One Piece is amazing. Because that was an uncomfortable conversation. Talking to a fishman after the Arlong situation, that was a difficult conversation. That's what made it great. But that was
I mean, with Luffy.
Nigga wanna talk about, oh my god.
Luffy sharing blood with Jinbei. Yeah.
Yeah, Jinbei crying right afterwards too. Like that caught me off guard because
Like
he was like,
even with BLM, man, that watching that hits home.
And like
Yeah, really.
speaking of Jinbei, like just like in Wano, when Jinbei finally arrives in Wano, like it's not like a moment, but in general, like Jinbei for the first time ever having like this relief, even though he's gonna face Kaido and Big Mom, he feels free for the first time, right? He's like easygoing with the Straw Hats. I feel like that's also like going with his
I
arc.
think Jinbei's been like a fish out of water for a while.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, forever, pretty much forever.
You know what I
right?
mean?
Like,
Would
yeah,
you
like
guys
that.
say,
Like that.
would you
That was
guys
for you.
say,
thanks, Fred. That's why we're happy.
I'm doing my job. All right.
Actually, so I don't mean to like jump back, but I just wanted to mention another, I think, pre-time skip moment that
Yeah.
you might have missed. Oh, actually, no, I think that was post-time skip. The Fisher Tiger flashback. Was that pre or
That
post?
was
post.
post.
Okay.
Fishman Island.
That was post.
Fishman Island.
Post.
Is that when his ass was like, I was a slave? I was like, damn.
Nah, bro.
I thought that
Nah,
was
bro,
without-
that is actually one of the most powerful
It was really powerful. That's why. That's why. Like.
niggerish voice ever. G.
That's why with Hody and Arlong and them being the way they are, I feel them.
It was like,
I get it.
It would have been easy. It would have been easy for Oda to be like, okay, he just forgives everyone and it's over. But even to his last breath, he's like, I still, even though I know there are good humans out there, I still can't forgive them for what they did.
still can't.
Right.
I was like,
Bro, so
That's why.
There are people like that where no matter what, I am not going to forgive them for what happened. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like for those fishmen, and the thing is, it's not like the shit is resolved. It's not like everything is all good. Right? We were just on Sabaody, right? With Kami and that entire situation and how fucked up the Celestial Dragons are. That shit is still happening. So for me to tell me to just like, oh, it's all good, bro. Like humans and fishmen, fuck that. Like we not cool. We not cool. Everything is not all good.
Look at Stelly and Neptune. That was another example of a recent chapter where Stelly was like, "Oh my god, look at this disgusting beast!" And that if he touches me, I may get a disease.
I hate Stelly,
bro. But in the same, bro. Remember, like they tried to capture Shorty, like just
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
Yeah.
Stelly might be kind of Trump, like also with the hair. And that's when Lucci bum ass.
And since this is post-Timeskip,
I'm kidding. I like Lucci.
Yeah.
That was a weird one for me with Lucci. I didn't expect him to be. I didn't expect him
I
to
didn't
double
expect Lucci to
down.
say what he said.
He doubled down on how he was pre-Timeskip. I was like, what? What was that whole like cover story about
that?
that?
Nigga Lucci basically just said like they're absolute. Like,
Right? Wait. Some people are saying because he's so over the top, he's planning something. Where I'm like, oh, I don't know.
No, I think the Celestial Dragons are allowing him to do what he likes to do, which is slaughter people. So he's all for it.
Yeah. He's gotten worse post-Timeskip in regards to
Yeah,
like how he was.
I mean, yeah. I'm not a fan of Lucci. I like Lucci because he's badass, but like character wise, not digging.
Yeah, he dropped a little
one
bit from me as a
dimension.
character.
Yeah.
Like
Very one dimension when it comes to that point.
yeah, I thought he would like have some kind of development, but he was just,
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed. He got worse.
Well,
So-
I know his backstory. I
I
think his
think he
backstory was
doesn't have to
interesting.
though. Like his
But then-
dark arc's just flat, right? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's
Who am I
flat
talking about?
because
Not sorry
it's
enough.
flat because he didn't go nowhere after post-Timeskip. It just never happened.
Right. Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, like his like Lucci's thing is like he's like this constant, right? Like that never change, like this never changing, just like empty shell that's like sadistic and just
no,
like,
here's the thing. I don't mind evil for just the point of being evil. I'm not somebody that's opposed to that, right?
Flamingo.
That's no. That's not him.
There's reasons.
That's not him. That's not him. Don't do that. Virgo was trying to trigger me. He's trying to trigger me. No, he was trying to trigger me. He's trying to trigger me. He's doing it on purpose.
I was trying to trigger him. Calm down, guys.
That's a nice cover, Virgo. I'd say that's
No, it's not, bro.
Oh, Vash,
Virgo
you're
knows
saying
how
to
to
turn
try.
your mic up. You're low.
I'm very good at trigger words.
Is this good now?
I think you sound a little bit better.
Is this better?
That's better.
Yeah.
That's better.
Oh,
Copy.
That's better.
I know why Dofi did what he did, and I know people bring up the Corazon thing. Whatever, I understand why Dofi did what he did.
Yeah, I understand why Dofi did what he did. I understand why Corazon did what he did. Like they both had reasons for doing what they did. Lucci, on the other
You have
hand,
your own choice to react to how you want to react.
Lucci's backstory is the most underwhelming. Does everyone remember what it is? It's just like
That shit was so underwhelming. And what's crazy is
His backstory, that is amazing.
Fuck out of here, bro. When I did my
Whoa, now we got problems.
Bro,
Lucci's backstory
this is
is
the
trash.
thing though. It's not that. It's like
It's
it
not even
captures.
really a backstory.
right.
Yeah, it
thank
isn't
you,
even a back.
Trent.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
fine. So what it was amazing though.
Whatever
It does a
we
lot
got,
for his character. This
What was
guy
it?
literally, he is so sadistic, and he would go to any
It was like a
length to make sure
flashback,
he
I
gets the
guess.
job done. That he killed every single hostage that he was there to protect in the first place.
all right.
Cap.
Lucy is aggressive.
any retort
By
for
the way,
Big
if
Feej?
you're confused to why
Like-
if you're confused to why I'm saying what because Lucci is just a meathead.
Yeah.
He isn't, bro. He isn't. He's just
He's a loyal
sitting there.
dog.
He's like he's a
He's a
Total
loyal dog. Yeah, he will do anything by
I don't
any
know,
means necessary,
I
bro.
wonder, like I think Lucci would, for example, I'm not so sure if he just like keep being a loyal dog if he couldn't live out his like sadistic tendencies. I feel like that's the main reason he's there because he has like free range.
I agree.
He's conky. No,
Basically,
No, he's
Oh,
not.
it's a conk.
I wish he was conky.
First of all,
Kanki, bro. He wishes he was Kanki.
Wishes it was Kanki.
Absolutely. Anyways,
Yeah, watch out for the My Hero spoilers.
since we're talking pre-timeskip versus post-timeskip, and you guys brought up Fisher Tiger flashback, the Fisher Tiger flashback is my favorite post-timeskip
That hits home.
flashback, and my favorite pre-timeskip flashback is the Nolan flashback, and that's my favorite in One Piece. And one thing I like about both of these, and how I feel like they're on a similar level to me, is the fact that Oda introduces these characters, and in a short span of chapters, he makes them some of the best characters in One Piece. Fish the Tiger and Nolan to me are both. They're probably top 20 for me.
I feel the same goes for
Fisher Tiger has been talked about a lot more than Nolan, though.
Yeah, but they both revolve around the same kind of principle of like hatred and forgiveness and things like that.
Yeah, and they both die in a very bitter way. Like they both, like Nolan's death to me is one of the saddest spreads in One Piece.
You know what?
He's just being branded a liar.
I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. I've been wanting to talk to you guys. Fisher Tiger, how do you feel about his decision to not want help?
We just talked about it, didn't we?
I might have went to the bathroom, but like he was actually like, remember when he said like, "Oh, I refuse to take any blood from humans."
This is all
I know about.
I must have missed that. I'm sorry.
No, I was a doctor. I would have
it's basically like the opposite of what Jinbei did in the end.
Yeah, and it was just.
It's the pride.
The personification was
It was more symbolic than anything.
So I'm saying you agree with it.
Well, Jinbei is like going the middle route, right, between like Otohime, who was like super on the like we should all be friends side, and then like Fisher Tiger was a bit more, you know, like he kind of.
He's been trying to carry on that will.
Yeah, he kind of tried to like merge that.
Yeah. I think Fisher Tiger. I don't know if it's something we say like, if I agree or not, because with what he went through, I can understand why he would feel that way. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say if it's wrong or right. I guess Virgo.
The character makes sense. It's
Yeah.
That's all you can say.
Yeah, I'm sure like some people are like, yo, nah, I don't want to die. I just take the fucking blood.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah, just give me the blood.
Give me this blood so I can go beat that.
Lock the blood, please.
Give me the blood. I'm gonna knock out some celestial dragons. We're good.
But he's unique because even after that, he didn't want him to do anything. You know?
Yeah, and at the same time, like he never really wanted to be militant, so to speak. But like someone had to.
Right.
He took action when he needed to.
Yeah, someone had to do it. He didn't inherently want to be that guy, but like he knew that his influence and how strong he was and who he was, he had to do it.
So as a result of that Fisher Tiger flashback and what Arlong gained from that entire flashback, how would you rank him in terms of antagonists in One Piece then?
Arlong?
Yes.
Arlong top 6 for me, I think.
Arlong,
I have him like above Katakuri. He's like close to NL for me. He's like top 6 in terms of antagonists.
Who's your top
I gotta sit down and
So the
analyze
top
that.
5. I'll say the top 5, but I won't order them. I'll say Akainu, Blackbeard, Dofi, Crocodile, and then.
I feel like I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was wondering, like, because Blackbeard, I mean, yeah, he's an antagonist, but like there was like no real conflict between him and Luffy so far, right?
Yeah,
he had a
I
means to
understand
him.
that, but he's still a very.
It's like saying
a
Akainu. Like, I mean, he is an antagonist, like no doubt, but like.
Okay, let's remove Akainu and Blackbeard.
Yes.
Still removing Akainu and Blackbeard.
Yeah, Akainu and Blackbeard are kind of just like from their principle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but they're still
Dofi,
very well made
Crocodile,
characters. Very well made characters. Like I would say Blackbeard is top 3 in the series right now. For me personally, the way I see it. Like Blackbeard is extremely.
I mean,
defined.
it all depends on like how you're ranking them.
Right.
So my argument would be is that Arlong has, because of the flashback, Arlong actually is a deeper antagonist than I would argue someone like Akainu for sure. Like if we're talking about like the depth of his character, I would put Arlong a lot higher. He's in my top 5 for sure. You know, for me, I guess this is kind of hypocritical because I have Crocodile as like my number 1 antagonist, but that's for like the things that he did. But in terms of the depth of the character and what he actually, the things that he inflicted upon that village and Nami for many, many, many years, Arlong should be, in my opinion, top 5 minimum. Like he should be there, period. Because in terms of him actually
that's the thing. Like what other villains are even worth being in this conversation?
He played his role that.
I mean, there's Doflamingo.
Obviously, Dofi and Crocodile. What other villains are like even worth being in that conversation?
Caesar Clown was a piece of shit.
Cap.
Caesar Cloud
Oh, I
was-
thought you was about to say he was.
Who
Good.
say Cap?
I thought you was about to say he was good. I was just ready.
Don't
to go
talk shit
down.
about Gastino, my guy.
Let's not do that.
I mean, like,
Caesar Cloud was a douchebag.
If you, think
bro.
if you think about Moria, I wouldn't put him in my top 5, but he.
Moria is.
I actually have. This is a hot take, and people are gonna hate this. I have like.
I don't
I
think
have
I put him in
Moria
my top 10.
5. I have Moria top 5.
Top
Well,
5
more-
antagonists.
This is your top 6.
Are you serious?
Top 5.
This not including Blackbeard and
Bro, the way Moria parallels with Luffy
how
is
many
like one of my favorite things. The way, like,
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. How many?
okay, no. It's not like he's not. It's not.
Cause you said with Blackbeard, Akainu, Doflamingo, Crocodile, and Nell, and then Moria.
Nah, and Nell was under.
Where's
all of
Katakuri in
He
that?
just forgot to mention it.
Kakuri. No, I don't like. I'm not a huge fan.
We're just gonna.
Wait, hold on, bro. I'm
To me, look,
confused
this is-
on
this
the
is-
whole
this is-
Moria shit, bro.
You're putting that guy over?
This would be like my top 5, right? Off the dome.
Kakuri stick.
Luffy, Croc is 100%, and then Akainu, because we're not including Akainu Blackbeard, right? That's why Moria's top 5. Luffy, Crocodile, Moria, and Nell,
Alright.
and then.
So Moria is
probably-
better than the nail.
Why is Moria
I
on this
wasn't ranking
list?
him.
He said he wasn't.
Why isn't Moria? Why is Moria bad? I want to understand that.
Cause he's fat.
Why is he good?
Moria is a fantastic character. Moria is a fantastic.
Saw his neck when he transformed. This shit was nasty. Veiny ass neck.
Yeah, that's
Yo, what's wrong? Whoa.
Oh,
Hey, whoa.
Dritz.
I'm prepared to see my
Dritz.
favorite YouTuber is being discriminatory.
Dritz. You know I respect the thick necks, all right?
I respect.
I respect the thick necks. Kid post time skip. Killer post time skip.
Why are veiny necks not in? You like?
Because you know what it looks like.
You like veiny foreheads.
You know what it. Okay.
Yo, what?
That's fair. That's a fair argument.
Hey, can we talk about the sound that Dofi's fucking forehead?
Hey, bro, it sounded like
Hey, he mad.
Grape juice.
He's mad.
Yes, it sounds like somebody trying to cover up a fuck, bro.
He's mad, bro. Wait,
Bro,
before
imagine your forehead making a whole ass sound.
I respect necks. My bad. My
I
bad.
respect the
Moira's trash.
What were you saying,
Why is
Big
Moria
Feech?
Moira's trash.
Moria is
Well,
trash? Why
I don't
that?
really think Moria is trash. It's just I like the other. I just like people more than him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
I get
that's
that.
all it is
Moria
to me.
can't do anything on his own. He needs
I
The thing with Moria though, Moria is
anything on his own. He needs his shadows to help him. He needs his zombies to help him. He needs ores to help him.
cool.
Wait, Zora, how do you feel about the jacket fruit?
They are.
Bro,
The only important thing.
to do this.
The only impressive thing he did was like fight Luffy in the beginning, like with his bats, with the shadow. That was like 2 minutes, and that was it.
Nah,
Right.
this is the
Luffy
thing
was
with
furious the
Moria,
entire
right?
time. He couldn't touch him.
I mean, it kind of
I
depends like how
understand
you
that,
want to
sure.
rank
bro,
it.
I need to.
Wait, hold on. Let's go one at a time. Let's go one at a time. One at a time.
One of his characters is that he is a bum. That's
Fiji,
like
tell me what makes him a wonderful antagonist to you.
the fact that he basically he parallels Luffy in a way that sets up the Summit War saga fantastically. And what Luffy was in on Amazon Lily after the war is what Moria is, and what that basically Jinbei was the only reason why
What is
Luffy
that
didn't
thing?
turn into Moria. That's the thing with the way I see it, right? Is they're obviously they're different in attitudes and opinions, and obviously like their crews. Of course they're very different in that sense, but he says to Luffy many times, he says to him, in the past I was just like you, full of ambition, overconfident in my abilities, and he sees himself in Luffy, right? And what happened to him was he was demolished by Kaido and he lost his entire crew, and then he becomes arrogant, and that's why later on he says, I realized the importance of having superior underlings, and that's why he's obsessed with building this massive zombie army, because he lost the people he loved. And what happened to Luffy and Sabaody was that he lost the people he loved, and I feel like he could have gone down a very similar route to Moria. So in a sense, Moria is a foil to Luffy, where when you look at him, he's like, this is what Luffy would have been if he went down a certain path, because we're not able to see Luffy go down all of these paths. That's why we have Kid. Kid is basically Luffy, not Luffy, but he tells us what Luffy is were he not to have trained for 2 years. He went into the New World, he got his shit rocked. You know what I'm saying? And that would have happened.
Moria
to Luffy
also
if he
went to
didn't
the
train.
New World and got his shit rocked. But
Exactly.
I do see what you're
And
saying.
that's what
I was just thinking about like the
I
warlords.
understand what Fiki's saying. That is a pretty good anecdote. But as far as him being a good villain, I disagree.
You got a star small.
Said an anecdote. All right.
This is the thing though, right?
Bro,
I
what?
can
I'm
understand.
tired of you niggas.
That's the Virgo. I know. Go ahead. Go
There
ahead,
we
Fiji.
Bro,
There we
no.
go.
The ignorance. That,
Go ahead, Fiji.
like, Jesus Christ. Like, niggas acting like I don't have education. Ooh!
Very educated statement there, brother.
He said, "Oh,
Ooh, check your out.
I'm gonna let it go.
Nah, Fiji, continue with your anecdote, bro.
Oh, my anecdote.
Yeah.
Hey man, I was basically finished, bro.
Well, I was just thinking about the warlords really quickly. Aren't the warlords like a bunch of people that like have broken dreams and failed dreams?
basically." Except Dofi.
Dofi,
Nah, I
no, Dofi was.
I wouldn't-
Dofi wanted to be
Bo
the
wouldn't
pirate
say that.
king.
Bo was not.
Did he?
Someone that has broken.
Yeah.
I thought he.
I wouldn't say that.
Broken
They're split in the
dreams
middle.
is
I
the
literally thought he
incorrect
just
word
wanted
to
to be
use.
wanted to be 18.
Just what would you use?
Probably broken and it's different, but like they've all become blackpilled in some way, shape, or form.
Right. Right.
The thing is,
I
though,
think
it's kinda split in the middle.
in a way they're
For
all
dreams, you could use that, but like not
Yeah.
like literally.
they're all broken in some way. Like something has been foiled,
What
right?
about Mihawk?
Mihawk, Shanks.
Mihawk basically suffers from success.
Yeah, basically. he literally does, bro. Nah, he that is
No. I agree with that, but I think also he lost like the
Yeah,
person
with
that.
sparring partner?
Yeah.
It literally deals with Shanks. He never
Yeah.
got the satisfaction
Yeah.
he wanted out of his journey.
Yeah. They all are suffering from that.
Or at least that's what
Every
we assume.
single
We don't
one.
we don't actually know, but
I mean, I thought
That's what we assume.
because Boa is her whole thing is just protecting her people, right? So that's her dream, I guess. Just because it's not Pirate King doesn't mean
But
it's not her
Boa is protecting her people using the same people that fucking did the shit to her.
But
yeah,
dude,
Boa
but
also
like,
suffers from
she's
her
willing.
own.
She
also suffers
she-
from her own success.
Yeah, well, she's
No,
she's broken in different
she's
ways
different.
though.
She's broken in the way where she can't see men as normal people.
Yeah.
Anymore. She's broken in that way. And
Yeah.
we don't actually know the full context of why she became like a war, like to the T
Well,
where her
yeah.
Well,
story is.
the explanation was, so that the Marines don't mess with her island. She gets
Right.
peace and quiet.
Right.
Because the Marines are the only ones that can
Yeah,
really.
but we don't
bail
know
out
why that was necessary.
Amazon Lily.
We
because
just
Marines are
know
the only ones
little
capable.
details. We don't really know the whys.
I mean,
I
sure,
mean, we
can
know
assume.
like Crocodile, Dofi, like all these people. It's like kind of broken, man.
I mean, it also depends, I guess, what you rank your villains after in the first place, right? Like, if you go strength wise, obviously your list is gonna look different. Like, if you go character wise, I feel, for example, like fuck, how you pronounce him? Magellan.
Magellan.
Thank
Magellan.
you.
Megalodon.
Magellan.
Dog said Megalodon.
Megalodon, my favorite villain. No, but like, I wouldn't put him in my top 5. But I think like for the short time that he was
Ron
antagonizing,
Lagan.
yeah,
Galan Lagan.
pretty interesting.
Galan Lagan.
Megalodon. I'm
All
gonna
right,
say-
O'Hara, we keep cutting you off, bro. My bad. Cool.
That's fine, man. But yeah, I feel like like there's a bunch of interesting villains out there that like I feel they're not like in the top tier, but they're still interesting just for the short time that they're,
Yeah, yeah. I like Magellan a lot.
Kuro was actually kind of dope.
Kuro's my
I like
nigga,
Kuro.
bro.
I like Kuro.
Wait, why don't Don Creed
Kuro's
get more
nice.
love? He was raw.
Nah, don't
Hey,
I
niggas was
every
gassing.
He was raw.
Wait, hold on. Cloudor?
The only L that Mihawk took.
You know what Don Creek said, bro? He has a
catch you guys
dope ass
later.
quote.
What you saying, Fiji?
Bro, Don Creek has a dope ass quote, right? And he goes, when someone gets flustered because someone calls him weak, it's proof that he recognizes that he is weak.
What chapter is that from, Fiji?
That would be a great quote.
Fiji got it tatted on his
That
That would be a great
hindquarters.
quote if he wasn't the exact.
Hey, just petty
No, but
stuff.
he wasn't.
It was. Yo, Mihawk talked shit to him, and he's just like,
But but once he pulled out the diamond, once he pulled out the diamond knuckles, Mihawk left.
The diamond knuckles, bro.
He left.
Hey, Brick.
Okay.
Hey, Brick.
And then-
I need to acknowledge that Mihawk would not have been able to take the MH5 bomb.
And then once Zoro is followed up. Then once we get to Marineford, he didn't get past Jozu. So I think it's all coming back full circle, bro.
All right. As
Sounds like
Ty-
Diamond is his kryptonite.
That's his
Ty-
kryptonite.
Is that Ty over there?
Oh, shit. Yo,
Uh-huh.
listen, Fiji got nothing happened on his ass cheek. Yo, that's wild.
Hey, bro.
Yo,
That's pretty simple.
Like on each one or what? Anyway,
Jesus
so
Christ.
what do you guys think about
Hey.
what are some
Usopp getting
I
hockey,
hate
man.
you niggas, bro.
what are
I
some
hate
The
you
God,
niggas
the God
bro.
Usopp moment and Usopp getting hockey was like one of my favorite moments.
That was good.
In post-Timeskip. For
That's
sure.
good.
I mean, so one of my
Raizo safe?
favorite moments that I geeked out crazy hard on was the Zoe fucking
Yes,
Raizo safe.
Raizo is safe.
Raizo
Yes.
Raizo was safe. I think
That was
it's one of
great.
the
That was
moments in
great.
One Piece period.
I'm
Too.
not gonna lie. I cried a little bit. I'll admit
Nigga,
it.
bro, I was literally like, I peeped it.
Bro.
I had a glass of fucking orange juice, and I literally threw it at the wall.
Okay.
I'm not saying.
why you throw the orange juice at the
That's a little.
wall?
That's a little.
Hold on,
Why you threw the orange juice?
That's a little destructive, bro.
Hold on. I'm not saying it's the most sane thing to do.
It's just
That just doesn't make any
I
sense.
was
Fucking orange juice.
but I was
Eddie,
super
your
shook.
mic low.
Why you orange?
How do you throw something out the wall out of
Yeah,
excitement?
your mic low, Eddie.
I was shook, bro. It didn't make sense to me, bro.
Oh my god.
They were getting amputated. They were getting crucified. Like it was
Crucify and chill, bro.
Orange juice at the wall, my nigga. Come on.
Crucify and chill, dog.
It had to be done.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on, Brago. Didn't Sheepshead say that?
It was. I think it was Manga Panda that said
It was,
crucify
yeah,
and
it was
chill.
monk. Yeah, it was monk.
Was Sheepshead that? Oh, let's crucify and chill.
Crucify and chill, yeah. Manga Panda used to be wilding. He used to be bugging out. I missed him.
Yeah, that's actually monk extreme.
Missed him. Text me. But no, what other moments y'all got as far as post-Timeskip? I like that moment with Robin and Dressrosa. Was Dressrosa with the Tentata?
Monte?
Tentata.
Yeah, that was
where she was tied up. Where she was tied up.
Yeah. Great moment. A lot of development there.
I mean,
What was
the
that, Fiji?
that was
That was a
crucial
moment.
for the character. I like the Katakuri moment. Like, even though like, I think it's like cool now to hate on that on the fight, but like Katakuri
When he stabbed himself, that was great in the moment. It was great in the moment. It was great in the moment. It was great in the moment.
Actually, I think a really underrated moment was Bartolomeo using the Bari pistol.
Yeah, no, that shit was lit, bro.
Gladius?
That was really cool, bro.
That
I
shit
really
was
liked
lit.
that a lot. Especially in the anime, they did that really well in the anime because they showed the silhouette of Luffy. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that shit was nice.
Good.
It was really nice.
Without like
That nigga's a
That and then the side kick on Lao G.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that
was
spinning
fire.
joint. Yeah,
That
that shit
was
was lit.
crispy.
That was dope.
that bit was fire.
That was crispy.
What about when Dillinger was like beating Bellamy's ass? That was pretty. That was pretty up there. I was like
with like a fucking like
with heels, bro.
high heels, bro.
Heels, high heels.
Dillinger was fucking going
People I
in.
do with high
bro.
heels.
It's funny, bro. Niggas were talking about like Dillinger being commander level in your fucking chat. Like Brago. And he did talking about how raw he was. It's like he was catching bodies on Dressrosa. That nigga might be commander.
He was a smoke demon.
He was a smoke deep.
He was really going.
Hey, on the topic of like
Isn't that his epithet? I swear to God, that's his epithet. It's not. That's not. I swear to God, my fault. My fault. Dillinger the smoke demon. I swear to God. It's the wiki. My fault. It's the wiki.
Oh my god, bro! No, but in all seriousness, and talking about Smoke, when Doflamingo was about to kill Smoker and Aokiji pulled up,
That was amazing.
That's so
That was amazing.
come on, the entire dialogue with Aokiji and Smoker after as well. Just
The anime did that so well. Oh my God.
Bro, when they had the camera, like,
How
of
can you hear from
when
this?
Dofi was
Oh,
walking away,
God.
that shit was fire, bro.
Oh, that was so good. And then Dofi like fucking looked at him. Man, fuck all that.
bro,
I'm not here for this.
when we were talking about
Dog sick,
pre-Timeskip
can you get off
underrated
my
moments,
phone?
right? When we were talking about pre-Timeskip underrated moments, one I wanted to bring up was right at the end of NES Lobby, when Robin and Aokiji have that little conversation.
When Zoro got his sword
That was a beautiful moment. It's so subtle, but it's really great.
No,
It's such a.
It's right
it
after
gets
that
me-
one, Virgo.
It gets me super excited for because I have a feeling that, of course, their dynamic has something in the future.
Yeah, I
don't
agree.
feel like it's over. So I really that just gets me excited.
Is that some Aokiji bias, Aokiji?
Oh, I have to.
Like,
course.
speaking of the
Alright,
admirals,
cool,
what I
cool.
think was really dope on Dressrosa also when it was like the triangle fight with like Fujitora, Doflamingo, and
That
Law.
bro,
Like,
the meteors.
just brings down the
When the meteors came
collateral
down.
damage.
Oh my
Bro,
god.
Fuji's best moment had to be like, I wish I hadn't blind myself. When he said that shit, that was just,
Yeah, that
that's
was
such
good.
that's a beautiful.
Bro, I love the meteors moment, dog. When Dofi was like, "Yo, are you kidding me?"
Especially like Fujitora, like, shit.
What the
he's just
hell?
Like, I don't know, man. I don't care.
And the
what this
three of them
like,
figured out their own way to like kind of stop it. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
bro.
this
That was
shit
like-
is
This shit-
insane."
Bro,
Hey, on the
And the
top right,
Sanji moment,
right?
in
You know what?
Dressrosa, that was a good moment.
you know what? His different
Huh?
all the time, bro.
I was
Senor
actually gonna say a Sanji moment.
Senor
next.
Pink.
Oh
Yo,
yeah,
that fight is lit though. That was one of the best fights that
Yes.
entire arc, bro.
Yes.
Yes. Who's
Yeah.
saying cap, bro? Y'all tweaking.
I ain't saying cap, but like I agree with
It
him.
was. I enjoyed the fight.
And your pink.
I enjoed it.
Yeah.
The
I
Senor
know.
Pink fight.
No, it was
In
cool.
terms of
I'm
emotional
like
impact,
story
yeah,
wise,
It was
cool.
emotional as hell. Like,
Fighting
his
wise, it was just like,
backstory
I
was one
you
of
niggas
my
just like
favorite
smack
Yeah,
each
the
other.
backstory.
Nah, that was a fight of two Chads. We love to see it. I liked it.
Yeah, that was fucking dope.
And
I mean, Luffy meeting Sabo. Luffy
Hey,
meeting
So hold on,
Sabo.
wait, hold on, Fiji. So is a nigga in a diaper a Chad?
Oh yeah, for sure. Senor
you got
Pink,
it.
a real nigga.
Senor Pink is
I would
real.
rock with a nigga like that.
Okay, guys. Brago, I'm just quickly gonna sign off at this point because it's already like 2 a.m. I gotta get up early tomorrow.
Thank you for coming through, O'Hara. I
Guys,
appreciate it.
Thanks so much for the
Thanks for
invite.
pulling up, bro.
Enjoy and and make sure to donate.
Yes,
Donate,
please
Make sure
donate,
to donate.
Make
guys.
sure.
That's
And
the
I'll
whole
catch you guys
purpose
soon.
of this.
Check
I-
out Hara.
Take care, Hara. Take care, bro.
Yeah,
Much love, guys.
I guess we can start winding down a little bit and talk about pre-time skip and post-time skip and
Yeah.
the differences between the two, and which one do you guys feel is better?
Better. Oh, I hope you. I was. Oh, she didn't say that.
I want to say one thing, right? I want to say one thing, and this is I don't really care to compare them because there's so many different things about them in terms of story structure, and it's a whole mess. But one big thing for me is that one of the biggest things I love about One Piece is the journey aspect, the I don't know what's coming next aspect. That's one of the biggest things about One Piece that I love. And ever since Punk Hazard, I haven't felt that. Since Punk Hazard,
Damn.
we have known the
Well-
destination. No, because after Punk Hazard,
I mean, you're
we
not
were on
wrong.
Just Rosa, and then after Just Rosa is Zoe, and then after Zoe, I understand Whole Cake Island. came out
Hokage
of
kind of
nowhere,
was
but it
kind of like out the
still-
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was out of nowhere, but it's
But
still like
Fiji-
it's not like I'm sailing and a ship fell out of the sky.
Yo, let
you know
him
what I'm
finish.
saying?
Right.
Let him finish, right? Go ahead.
Hey man. Man, I hate this.
We got the
Yeah,
facilities, we got big
I
money.
agree with you,
Got the
and
facilities.
I
Yeah,
agree with
Fiji.
you wholeheartedly.
But Fiji, we done?
Yeah, man. I think a big difference between post and pre-time skip is that I've noticed, especially post Punk Hazard, is that although the stakes are rising and we're getting a lot more different characters, a lot of things are introduced. I feel like what's suffering because of that is the kind of interconnectivity between the Straw Hats.
Characters, yep.
Yes, exactly.
I was
Easily.
literally about to say that.
Easily.
It's
It's
really
the
everyone,
the
you can
lack
help
of
to notice,
serious
like,
interactions.
I think
just
Chopper keeps it all
Robin
together,
is
guys. I know what you're
non-existent,
talking about.
Unfortunately, Chopper is terrible post time skip. I'm sorry.
Speak on it, King.
Frankie's terrible too. I'm sorry.
Cute
It's not-
though.
Where? Huh?
Okay,
Sorry.
nah.
You said
Nah,
Frankie's terrible?
Okay, speak a little bit less on that, King.
Let me explain what I mean by that.
You just speak a little bit less.
It's one thing to go ahead and say, okay, you got this job, and you got that job, and they do it, and it's a couple pages, and there we go. That's over. It's another thing to actually be integral in actually contributing to the overall outcome of the arc. They've been in the foreshadow, the back shadow. They're all the way in the fucking left field, and they got nothing to do. And Oda's throwing them crumbs, and we're supposed to be satisfied with that. I'm sorry. I want to see more from pretty much the only people that have shined that are not the Monster Trio. Got Nami's shine, definitely. Brooke is shine, I would say,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
For sure.
And
Chopper.
Chopper and Usopp got a little bit.
I feel like Brooke kind of had to compensate because
Usopp, yeah.
That's it.
Brooke joined right at the end of pre-time skip, so he didn't even get to shine back then. So he kind of had to get some shine post-time skip. Otherwise,
Yeah,
he would-
because he
Brooke and Whole Cake Island was
It was
amazing.
necessary.
And Whole Cake,
And I'm
Brooke
all
was
for
great.
escalating the story, but when you have all these extra characters that don't need to be in the story, like the Tontadas, like these children in Punk Hazard that are taking away time from the things we care about.
Yeah,
then that's
fact.
a problem.
I was gonna say that pre-timeskip versus post-timeskip. I feel like a lot of that, like a lot of those moments, a lot of those character moments that we're talking about, are what kind of drew us to One Piece. Like, there's so much less of those sad ass, powerful ass, meaningful ass, like, you know what I'm saying, set in stone ass moments post-timeskip than there were pre-timeskip. Like, we don't get a lot of Luffy, I need help, or I want to live, or you know what I mean? Like, there's an island in the sky.
Yeah.
Like, that emotion isn't really there. It's a lot of grandiose stakes, and this nigga strong as shit, and I command this fleet, and my haki is blooming, and you know what I mean? And it just takes so much away from what we used to love about it. So
I agree. Yeah.
the good thing, the good thing is
true.
like,
It's
the
just
plot
like-
is moving. Go ahead.
I got a question though, right? Do you guys think One Piece is a plot-driven narrative or a character-driven?
Character-driven.
It's character-driven.
I mean,
I would
think-
say
I
it's
think
plot-driven,
both
and I'd
sides-
say
why wouldn't you say they coincide?
Yeah, I think it's both. I think it was
of
character-driven
course-
pre, and
They can be both.
Yeah, they can be both. They can be both. But the way I see it is, it's always been plot-driven to me. But it's always had an element of character being driven by characters. But post-timeskip, it has been a lot more plot. They haven't had as much of it being driven by characters. And why I see it as plot-driven is because
in a 900 type of series.
Because I don't think there's a problem with that. I just feel like it's a different way of writing, and when you have a cast like the Straw Hats and you have such a plot-driven narrative, they end up sometimes just feeling like just gags. They just end up feeling like cardboard cutout on the screen because they don't actually get a role in the narrative.
Do you think it's just
driven
because it's
so
a bit
hard by the
overdone?
plot.
Okay, let me ask you guys this: how much of it is just literally fatigue?
like how much? Like, is it just us being tired?
Us tired of the same characters and the same gags, and it's like the same.
No. We're not getting enough of the same characters.
You want more of the same characters?
Because that argument can be said.
To do.
Yeah, that argument can be said in pre-timeskip because like I know a lot of people that hate on One Piece that say every arc is the same. Go to the arc,
pre-timeskip
go to the
is
island, defeat the villain, save the village.
But
So
pre-timeskip, we were still assembling the
Go ahead.
crew, so like a lot of these crewmates, they didn't have like a lot of moments like they, you know, or opportunities as they should have post-timeskip, you know. And I think for me personally, with pre-timeskip and post-timeskip, a lot of things that happened pre-timeskip that I did kind of have issues with, I expected like it to kind of build post-timeskip, and I think some of it has been more of the same, but in some ways worse. So it's like with my expectations and it kind of going backwards, it's like I have no choice but to feel like, you know, the story has gotten a bit worse, even though I'm still enjoying post-timeskip.
So my G, my thing is, I feel like, so I know we're talking about how the adventure aspect is no longer around. My thing is like when you're getting towards the end game, how much are you trying to go explore at that point?
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was gonna say. Like the plot is moving. Like questions are being answered somewhat. So it's not really like I'm not really expecting y'all to be trying
If we're
to
getting
figure out
towards
what
end
this
game, there should be much more new things to be talked about, unless you want to extend this another 5 years. You dig?
Yeah.
So we're getting towards after Wano. It's really going to be real. There's 2 Yonko here. Something's got to happen. I won't say inherently what will happen, but something's going to happen, and it's going to push us towards the end of the series. And at that point, there's not much more adventuring to be done.
True. And if you're running out of story, you got to rely on your characters, and if you don't take the time to build them, and it's not only just like, you know, having good conversation and characters. Like since we're avoiding a lot of interconnectivity with the Straw Hats, we're losing out on a lot of like genuine comedy that we would get pre-timeskip that we're not quite getting post-timeskip. We're getting some elements of it in Wano. There's decent comedy moments, but I feel like, you know, the kind of like lightheartedness and some of the unique gags that Oda's come up with.
I think it's stale. I think it's
Pre-timeskip hit pretty heavily with the good comedy.
That's a very good point.
It's about
We're not getting those moments where like Luffy's and Sky P are making fun of Sanji with the cigarette, saying it's the ordeal of love. Like we're not getting that.
Like we're getting the same skull joke every time. It's like, okay, we get it.
You're just like, that's funny.
And the thing is, this is taking back.
Yeah, right. Like Sonny the pervert, Zoro gets lost. We get it. Okay, let's do something else. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like the missed opportunity. But I don't want to say that as if I hate the post time skip. I think post time skip's been fine. A couple of hits and misses here, but overall it's been very good. It's just I just wish some of the characters would get more of a shine, and I don't want them to be relegated to the back. Rob in particular, I think it's been a crime,
Literally a tragedy,
a crime. What they've done to my girl Robin.
Because she was so integral to this entire story, and like she still is, but like not in the way she should be.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
She's like, a poneglyph? Read, bitch. Like that's literally it.
And it's not only that she can read poneglyphs, man. She's an assassin, bro. Like she's got
she's an assassin. And regardless of that, she's informative about the world around them.
Right.
But I guess now they just kind of replaced that with Jinbei, I guess.
The reason why I also think is very different now is because of the complete change in structure. We have, I think Morge made a video about this. We've entered basically the longest saga in One Piece, right? And this is, we still haven't had that feeling of we finished the first story of Post-Timeskip. In Pre-Timeskip, we had so many different storylines, right? And this one, of course, it has its own storylines within it. Like Dressrosa is its own story, and they did party, they had a good time after it and everything. But it's still like we've still been following one.
So I agree with that, Fiji. From Punk Hazard to now has been the Yonko saga continuously.
Yeah, exactly. So we haven't had that satisfaction of a success like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like Post-Timeskip has been one intertwined story that hasn't really had its own cut off for each saga or for each arc. It's just been going on and just connected to each. Zoe felt like the only one that was by itself because it just was more world building.
Yeah, I mean, Zoe is a top tier arc.
Zoe, my favorite in the Post-Timeskip, personally. Like,
that's shorter. That's the reason why it's better. It's because it's shorter. When you have arcs like years to finish, and you have all these unnecessary characters thrown into the mix.
Yeah,
like we could have done without Rebecca. I'm sorry, we could have done without.
Say it 2 times, bro.
You don't like Rebecca?
She's so annoying.
I wouldn't agree with Rebecca. I understand One Piece can get very formulaic with the damsel in distress stuff, but I kind of like that aspect of it, and I feel like it's kind of necessary.
I like it more, but I actually like the damsel.
Exactly, it's not executed.
I get that, Virgo. You didn't like the actual character, but the real problems in that arc.
Why not make the damsel in distress Violet, man? Why not,
I get it. If you don't like Rebecca,
I'm just saying she's clearly better in every way.
If you don't like Rebecca, I get it.
Viola was fire. Viola was so dope. She had a devil fruit. She was cool.
She had the wagon.
I get it.
It's a wagon. Wow.
My bad. I'm just saying.
People are saying they like Rebecca in the chat.
I mean, that's fine. You can be wrong. I'm kidding.
Look, listen. Low key, Rebecca is another smoke demon. Like she was.
Get the fuck out
Stop with this epithet, bro.
Come on, yo.
You call that multiple people with smoke demons.
Give him the credit, man.
Ultra Instinct, Rebecca.
All right, I'm back.
Dellinger the smoke demon.
They said Dressrosa has a ton of legendary moments, but hey, Throw the Bark and Alabaster are amazing.
Cap.
That's not cap.
Wait, you think
Thriller Bark is underrated to me,
I don't understand.
I feel like a lot of people hate on Thriller Bark.
Look,
it's the funniest arc in all one.
Yeah,
I don't
oh
get
my
it.
god,
I
that's
don't
Thriller
get it.
Bark. I hate hearing that.
Why do people think good moments equals good arc? I don't get that. I don't get that at all.
Talk to him, Big Feege.
Nah, because it's.
I mean, Fiji, you might want to hold your tongue, nigga. People might feel the same way I want to.
This is the thing, bro. Nah, like
he's not wrong.
Fee's right.
This is the thing, Virgo. Right? If I would rather have a cohesive narrative that actually makes sense, right? And there's no arse pulls and and every character gets a good amount of shine, and it's satisfying all the way through, rather than a lot of arse pulls and shit getting forced and characters barely getting any spotlight and shit like Luffy defeating Law and Luffy defeating Dofi in the end when Law, that was his only fucking chance to shine in the entire series. All of that, and then having great moments, because Dressrosa has a lot of great moments. It has some of the best moments in One Piece. But would I call it a great arc for that?
No,
I'm not saying it isn't a great arc. but I'm not gonna call it a great arc just because of those moments.
So
Right.
then,
You know what I'm saying?
so what does it for you?
It's true.
So what does
What
it for
does
me
it
is
for
if it's a consistency, and not just
That's the thing.
consistency, but just
Because
know,
there's
man.
not very many
This-
arcs like that post time skip.
You gotta,
Give it a buck.
That's
you
very
can't
true.
just have, you can't
If
go
you want me to be
valley.
completely
You can't
honest,
go peak valley, peak valley, peak valley. It's got to be at least, it's got to stay consistent throughout. Like Oda clearly had a plan for certain moments that he wanted in Dressrosa, but if you don't connect them in a really satisfying way, it just feels like you're swimming through garbage to get to an island that you actually are happy to be on. You know what I mean?
correct.
That's all I'm saying.
I do know what you do.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I mean, as much as we love the Kaido,
so
reveal,
Fiji.
as much as we love Green
Yo.
Bit.
So my thing is piggybacking on what Zoro's saying. What is that cohesive unit for you, arc wise?
What in One Piece?
Yes.
Oh,
Post-Timeskip.
in One Piece. In One Piece.
Post-Timeskip.
Post Timeskip.
Correct.
Zo, bro.
Okay.
Zo.
The thing is,
I agree with that.
I would call Zoe one, but that's weird because that arc barely like Jack is the main antagonist of that arc, and he isn't even in the arc.
I don't
like
think you
that.
need a main antagonist.
You don't really have
for it to be fire.
So my thing is for a good arc, you don't need an antagonist. And you don't need a fall of said antagonist. That doesn't need to happen for a good arc.
It's just in terms of the One Piece good arc, since One Piece follows that formula for nearly every single major arc, for me to say that's the arc that does it for me is kind of like a false equivalency because it's an arc that doesn't even have an antag. Whereas
I don't agree because I think a good arc does not need to be formulaic.
It doesn't. But I'm saying since all the other One Piece arcs are, if I'm saying that's a good one,
That's not fair.
it's kind of hard to say that because I'm saying these other ones.
That's not fair. Then you're not judging it for it.
No, it's not. That's not the point I'm trying to make. I'm saying Zoe is that, but I would rather give a different example, like Fish. I don't even know if I want to say Fishman Island right now, but I'd say Fishman Island was kind of that, moving some shit. There was some bits of that arc that I would kind of take out, but in general, I feel like that didn't have as many arse pulls and didn't have as many like huge issues. No, I wouldn't even say huge issues, but like holes, because it didn't have a ton of holes, right? That's to Fishman Island to me. Of course, it wasn't crazy or anything, but it was good all the way through. It was solid all the way through. That's what I like.
Okay.
I don't like when it's like just thrown around great moments because that's not a story. That's like a compilation of great moments.
Fair.
I think I have some like donations.
Damn.
How?
You got text them shits?
Is it for the charity?
Yeah, I think I figured out a way to look at them. They had some text.
Super dope.
Okay. So Sandman donated 15 and said, "BLM, keep up the good work, folks." Afafa. Shout out to Sandman.
Love it. Afafa.
George M dropped 20. Said thanks to all for keeping me entertained for so long and through tough times. RP George Floyd. God bless you all. Thank you, George, for the donation. Zonin donated 10. Silvers donated, had a comment, said favorite time skip moment is when Sabo revealing himself to Luffy. That was an amazing moment. 2 anonymous donations, one for 25, one for 20. JD Legend dropped at 20. Little Zoro Vert says shout out to y'all for doing this. Love what you guys do for the community.
I love Little Zoro Vert.
I love it. Another anonymous 20. Miles Ellison with 20. Prototype Virgo with 20, Jason with 20, Satsuki the Fiji Slayer.
That's Sasuke was there.
Fiji Slayer. That's my boy
It says hashtag nothing happened. I'm not sure what that means, but hey.
Oh my lord!
On the butt cheek.
That sounds like you took your cheeks.
Scape, if you watching this shit, Scape, fuck you for tweeting that shit, Scape.
Scape didn't tweet that shit.
I was just trying to vibe. Somebody tagged me in it.
Sasuke the Fiji Slayer.
We have a $100 donation.
Oh, nice.
Darian Pittman says, "Hey fellas, thank you for providing great content during these tough times. You guys are doing a wonderful thing for a wonderful cause. Stay well, Kings." Also, Page One donated $5. Said donating for a good cause. Love you guys. Foxboy O'Hara dropped $10. Anonymous with $20. And this was earlier. Weebology podcast kicked it off with a $150 donation. So
Wow.
appreciate all
Let's go,
the donations, yo.
Okay.
We coming
Weeds.
through. We come through. Let me see if I can get to the other one. The other thing. I think this is it. Wait.
I love that there were so many donations, man. That's so
That's
dope.
dope.
Bro.
That's amazing.
Yes, bro.
That's so dope, bro. People are like, warm my heart.
Strong love for real, man.
Love to
That's
see
great.
it.
There are some more. There's a $20 donation from Anonymous, and then a $42 donation from I Ate My Bed Sheets.
Huh?
I ate my bitch.
I ate my bed.
And they asked the question: is Dragon stronger than an Emperor? I think he is.
I disagree.
That's
I got
Quite
over all of them.
possible.
Whole year.
We have no validity to make that statement, but it's quite possible.
In my head canon, I would like him to be, but
Probably Apu level.
Same.
In my head.
Oh, what's up, Sam Dog?
I loaded my
what's up,
head.
baby?
I want to know about Dragon.
Anything in an hour.
Sin, I appreciate you pulling up, bro. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
But as far as Dragon being stronger than Yonko, I think it's possible. I think it's
Head
possible.
canon wise, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm for it.
If you're,
I just have no way to validate it. I can't
Yeah.
even lie.
Yeah.
if you are the leader of the whole revolutionary army, you have to be some type of strength like Yonko or something. But it's hard to predict or confirm that since we have no type
I
of
don't know.
the base.
I know, but then there's no validity in us
I don't
telling
know.
niggas
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
that
there's
Emo
no-
was amazing, that he's whack, you
Of
know?
course,
So-
yeah. There's
the same kind of
thing.
I'm sure a lot of y'all in here in the chat have been watching Archer's the Return to the Reverie.
Yeah, that's been great.
Bro, Dragon looking real was looking real spicy in that.
Unfortunately, it's a
That's
a
not
fallacy that we're reading, but it
Hey, I
looked
know
good.
it's not canon. Don't do that.
But it looked
I'm just
good.
saying.
That's what I'm
Don't
saying,
do
but you
that.
can't. It's like reading
Bro,
the data
I'm
books,
not
bro. You
using
can't be
that
doing
as
all
an
that.
argument.
Ayo,
I'm
stop.
just saying that it was
What
cool.
did you just say, Jay?
No, I'm
You
just
heard what I said,
bro.
bro.
Send no.
I don't get it,
Wait,
bro.
hold on,
I don't
actually.
get it, bro.
Yo, Brago, fellas. I'm
I don't
actually
get
Yo,
it.
gonna
let
knock
him
that
read
down,
the
bro.
donation.
All right,
Oh, wait,
Sensei.
you still rolling? Oh, yeah,
Sensei,
'cause I'm
thank
at
you
the
for
house.
coming
Just has
through,
said
bro.
5
words
I
in this
appreciate
I
it.
appreciate
And
y'all.
they've all been
Y'all
good
be
words.
straight. Everybody like the stream.
Much
man.
love, G.
Fuck with ATC2020, man. I love y'all, man. I'll holler at y'all. Y'all enjoy the night.
Let's get
Peace
it.
out. It's Chicago, nigga.
It is Chicago niggas.
He said it's Chicago niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Project
on
Map.
that note, though, I'm also gonna head out. It's like 1:30.
Yeah, we about to
I'm
start winding down.
Shit, really?
Project.
Yeah,
Oh, Sage just pulled up. And Sin just
Yeah,
pulled
nigga.
up.
Hey,
Wait,
hold on,
let me
bro.
ask you guys before we go. Ask Sage and
That killed
Sin.
morale when you announced that.
What? Right, are we about to wrap
Like,
up?
I'm leaving. Like, that's like, that killed morale. Just saying.
No, but
To
it's about time to wrap up anyway. We've been going for a long
Yo,
time.
Virgo.
Yeah, 'cause there's
It does. To anyone
Can
that
I
does
just
that,
give,
it's
like, a-
it's a
Virgo,
morale.
you calling them out even decreases my morale.
That's what I'm about
Yeah.
to say. That
Yeah, this is
killed
the
my
thing, though.
morale.
There's
I
actually
mean, you're not wrong.
Fucking with my libido.
You're
Hey,
not wrong.
Brago, you got a question for me and Sage?
Yeah, I was gonna say like you guys can give your thoughts on pre-timeskip versus post-timeskip, favorite moments, etc., and then we can get out of here.
Pre-timeskip, man, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Pre-timeskip.
I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head
My
out. Thanks for
favorite-
having
Ah, big fish. Catch you later, bro.
Pre-timeskip, my favorite thing in pre-timeskip was the Nolan flashback. Post-timeskip, one of my hype moments. I won't speak on my favorite because y'all already covered it, a lot of them. But when Kiros cut his leg to escape the chain, that was gas. Just wanted to mention that. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. That's what I got for y'all.
Yo, Sin came and blessed us, yo. I appreciate it.
Okay, so if it's my turn now, my thoughts are quite different. So I really miss how One Piece used to make me feel, and the way it used to make me feel is I was going on an adventure with the Straw Hats.
Mm-hmm.
I was joining Luffy. I was intrigued by his charisma. I was enthralled with the concept of their dreams being fulfilled on this voyage. And we've lost touch with some of their dreams, and we've lost touch with the sense of adventure, because all of a sudden it's become the hard grind to become Pirate King rather than that lazy voyage around the Grand Line that we started with. And in a way, I feel like Oda made a bit of a mistake in setting up the post-timeskip as the grind, because it meant that we never got that sense of grinding pre-timeskip. We never got to experience training particularly or anything that would feel grindish. And so we come now into something that does feel like that, and it kind of feels a bit not One Piecey. And I think for me, the biggest part that has changed is that feeling of being with them. I feel like I'm just watching the events unfold now.
Mm.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Because there's a few
Snapping.
films that have really hooked me in their universe.
That makes sense.
I've wanted to stay there.
Sage can't spit, and she made my ass just sound trash.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna lie. That was
Good
was
words
good.
from my disciple.
That was great.
I'm very proud of you, Sage. That was
That's
very
great.
eloquently said.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank you.
for sure.
That was good. Give us some more. Go ahead.
Well, nigga Brago out of here, bro.
No, Sage. That was dope. I mean, but in the midst of all of that, like, what moments like do you guys enjoy? Post-Timeskip for Sin and Sage.
I mean, obviously, Rizo being safe was such a huge one. Zoe is my favorite post-Timeskip arc.
Speak on here.
She's spitting.
Another really odd moment, I suppose, that I quite enjoyed was the interaction of Law on the Straw Hat crew and him starting to almost devolve to their level, like let his guard down. I really enjoyed getting some character development.
That was great.
That's not that common.
The Straw Hats bring out the worst info.
Yeah, I love it.
It's hilarious,
Like, you
though. Nah, that's a great moment with Law and the bread and Chopper on his head and all that.
Yeah, the chopper on his head actually made me laugh hard as fuck.
It's hilarious.
And obviously, post-Timeskip,
They were laughing at
more
Law.
information than we've ever had before. Like, we got Roger and Whitebeards and bounties and all sorts of cool shit that we've been waiting for decades.
Yeah.
And so I can't hate it. But it doesn't mean I have to like it.
I just want to shout out Jinbei real quick, man. Just his info dumps.
Jinbei the GOAT? Absolutely.
I love his info dumps, man. I know they're not like specific.
Jinbei alert.
But I like.
When we found out Jinbei's bounty, I was hyped.
Every time Jinbei comes on screen and he gives us those info dumps, bro, I just be like, I fuck with this.
Yeah. Jinbei's
I
always
fuck with
great.
Jinbei so heavy. Like, my favorite One Piece moment of all time is the count your things moment with Jinbei, because I think Virgo will know, like, I was not in a great place when I joined the community. Like, it wasn't great, and that moment really resonated with me at the time, and it was like, no, I've got things to live for. And like, it will always resonate with me, that scene. Like, it's a really beautiful, and Jinbei's my favorite character purely because of that wisdom he has.
Jinbei has my favorite moment in Post-Timeskip, his conversation at the wedding with Big Mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stay or life.
Yeah.
Life.
Yo, this nigga memorized this shit.
That's my shit.
That's lit.
Bro.
That's lit.
When he told her, like,
yeah,
I'm in the crew with the Pirate King.
Right.
Why would I fear Mir Yonko?
Yeah.
It
was powerful.
Yeah, that was tough.
Boy, I was like, okay.
Bro,
that's when I knew.
bro, we can piggyback on top of that, bro. When he disrespected her right there, and then she was on the ship, he was like, Big Mom, get the fuck off my captain's ship.
Yeah.
Vagabond drill. Guillotine karate.
Yeah, another good moment with Jinbei in the whole case with Luffy. When Luffy was telling him, I'm your captain now.
Yeah.
Even if you die, don't die.
Yeah.
Even if you die, don't die.
No, those are great moments post-Timeskip. Like, post-Timeskip has a lot of
It's
amazing
some good
moments that we
bro.
enjoy. I just think Pre-Timeskip is like literally a masterpiece, and you know, it's like it's hard to stack up to that. You know?
Well, East Blue isn't the greatest. I'd still take Post-Timeskip over East Blue personally. Don't get me
You
wrong.
don't like East Blue?
I mean, Spirit Villages.
Post-Timeskip hits harder than people give it credit.
Well, the thing about East Blue is outside of like the B.D.A, right, and Arlong, of course.
Yeah.
A lot of it was villain of the week kind of situation.
But those villains, I think, because they weren't that strong, they were more interesting in some ways.
Strong.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No one cared about Clawhador.
Claro?
Yo, don't speak
No one cared about Clawhador.
Yeah, what do you mean?
All I'm saying is like Kuro was interesting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give Arlong was interesting. All the other East Blue villains at the time when they were introduced are just okay at best. Let's be real.
Y'all like Buggy?
You really got hyped over the Nyabon brothers, bro?
Oh, they're fire.
Yo, I don't know. The Neon Bad Brothers are pretty aggressive.
Sham and Butchie.
Oh man,
Pretty
Sham and Butchie, bro.
Bro, that shit was kind of gas.
Did you see how sharp the claws were, bro? It was close to
Django,
Bro,
Django was fire, bro.
Those claws were pretty
1,
sharp.
2, Django. No.
Oh man, I enjoyed it.
1, 2, Django.
Yo, I remember in the episode of they took out the Nine Band Brothers. Like they took them out the fucking story. I'm like, how'd they do that? Just take them out? It was insane.
Where they do that?
Just took them out.
But I feel you, bro.
Well, I mean, sometimes we do have like rose-colored glasses with pre-Timeskip. If we're being honest,
Right.
Come on. 'Cause we still have Foxy.
Nostalgia.
Foxy got a lot of fans out here. People love Foxy.
I mean, it's not a bad arc. It's just not good. It's just.
I disagree, but
talking about the Foxy arc, yeah, that was
Long
probably
Range
It was a canon filler arc, man. I mean, it wasn't bad.
don't be like that. We got so much in that arc, though.
That was my.
Kiji pulled up.
Kiji pulled up. We first learned about the power of the admirals. We've seen Luffy face an admiral for the first
that was at the end.
time.
That was at the end. It didn't really count.
Yeah, but like,
Nico Robin was so shook.
Like the whole Long Wing Island thing was completely separate. Once you
I
finish,
mean, the Zoro. Besides the ending, I did like the Zoro Sanji moment.
yeah, I was gonna say we
they
get the
helped each
only
other out.
teaming
That
of
was-
The whole
Zoro
crew
and
working
Sanji
together.
in that
No, I
arc.
mean, I didn't say it was bad. I'm just saying that, like,
I'm not.
You say it was good?
Not good.
Fanboy, but I agree it's probably my
It's mid.
most favorite pre-Timeskip arc, but I won't call it bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It was good. I mean, after Luffy's hype, like, all right, I get it.
I feel like Thriller Bark doesn't get enough love. People hate on that
Agreed.
so much.
Agreed.
That shit's
That was great Straw Hat teamwork. I will say.
We don't get that very often.
That was great. We need some more of that. I wouldn't be mad if like we get that in Wano.
Yo, when Luffy pushes the zombie in the
I was gonna say.
An amazing.
They're all like the docking with Frankie and them.
No,
That shit is
when
hilarious.
Luffy became a top tier swordsman, that shit had me
And
dying.
Robin was like, "Why would you ask me to do that shit?"
Luffy with the sword. I
He
think
put the
zombie shit.
sword, yeah.
A lot of people don't like Nightmare Luffy. I thought that shit.
That shit was hilarious, bro. But nah, I think we've reached the end. I appreciate everybody pulling up in the chat, in the stream. I especially appreciate Dritz contributing so much to the stream.
No problem,
We
man.
could not have done this without you.
Great job.
Just,
Glad I can lead the conversation.
bro. MVP, Emperor Justine, Glam, Zoro, Jay, Virgo, Sage, Sin, O'Hara that was here earlier, and Fiji. And again, the chat, I appreciate you guys pulling up. We had over 400 people watching. That's crazy. All the donations, people supporting the Black Lives Matter stuff and the COVID-19. I think we're up to over $700.
Oh, damn.
That's amazing.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, we
Snaps and claps for everybody that donated.
Yeah, so I appreciate you guys doing this. That was the whole point of this anyway. And again, the experience of ANITUBE, ANICON, for the conventions that we can't go to because the coronavirus was out of nowhere. And I was talking to Knox about how much the world changed, and just like we talked about this like 2 months ago, and now that's not even a conversation like that people are talking about, right? Like with all the riots and protests, like that's like at the center of everyone's attention. But the coronavirus is still there, you know, it still exists. So
yeah, it didn't go away.
No, it just didn't go away. So for everybody pulling up and donating and supporting the stream, I just want to say thank you. And everybody joining me as well in the stream. I really appreciate it. This was dope. This was really fun. I think ANITUBE Con should definitely be a thing every year, you know, where we make it bigger and better every year, where we go hard, you know, find a cause we can kind of put our backs behind.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Dritz will definitely spearhead it, and you know, I think it'd be great. I think it'd be great.
In his leadership, we trust.
Yeah,
hey man,
exactly.
why not biannually?
I mean, it could work, but you know how people are, like you don't want to give them too much, because then
that's true.
You know, so
Mean keeping Kate.
yeah. So again, thank you guys. The links are still below if you still want to donate. and support these things. It's really important. So like the stream, subscribe. There are more things happening tomorrow. Gloves off, I believe, is tomorrow, right?
Yes,
Gloves
indeed.
off
Hosted
is
by Le
tomorrow.
Glove.
And then we have a Q&A. I think it's the wrap up is tomorrow as well. It's going to be a Q&A. So show up and show out for that as well. So again, guys, thank you. Like, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Take care.
Fucking oh, JD legend.
Gotta do it.
Wait, hold on, Jay. Did you just do that and time someone out?